And we are live.
Are we
Likely.
Yeah. Man.
I'd be willing to bet some shekels.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is set up. Bruh. It's been a while since I've okay. It's been a while since I've really fussed about work the way that what up, Betty?
Hey, Betty.
Way that I am going to fuss about work today. Nigga.
It must have pissed your ass off today.
Bruh.
Mm.
Bruh.
Nah, I get it. I've been in those shoes. I understand. I do.
Okay. What you talking about? Ooh, okay.
And listen.
I was not up. It'd be crazy whenever this other person that's in this next room is over here on a Saturday morning. Like, we weren't even doing nothing. We like last week we watched the TV. We weren't even doing nothing. I just couldn't get out of the bed.
Nah. You're going. This is that phase. I remember when me and my wife first met, and that's when shit was really, gelling, getting good. It's super new, and we were the masters of lazy Sundays. She would come on to my apartment. She'd come down the bar because I was still living in Baltimore, and she was living out in Laurel, right? She would drive all the way down and stay at my house for the weekend. And we would not we watching movies, we ordering food. We may decide to get up at some point and go drive somewhere to go get something, right?
Right.
That the lazy Sunday phenomena was a hell of an era, yo. I ain't gonna lie, it was a hell of an era, bro. Like, it was doing those, and it didn't necessarily have to be Sunday. It was any day that both of us had off.
Right.
Definitely, we had coined it Lazy Sunday. There's just too many good ass memories with that shit. Like, I remember when that Wolverine game, the best Wolverine game that ever came out on my birthday, and it wasn't supposed to be out. They made a mistake at this particular Walmart, and Napalm called me and said, "Yo, I just got the Wolverine game. What's up, Sean P? I just got the Wolverine game." I said, "That shit ain't supposed to be out for another 2 weeks." He said, "Them motherfuckers fucked up at this Walmart." Which Walmart? He told me which Walmart. I still didn't know quite. I'd never been to this Walmart before, so didn't quite know exactly where it was. My wife insisted, "Nah, we going to get that for your birthday." Like, drove around, went to the wrong Walmarts, finally found the right one, and they had just realized. No, they hadn't realized quite yet that they put that shit out when they wasn't supposed to. We got one of the peoples to go and get it from out of the thing. But it just so happened that her supervisor or manager had to be up at the blah, 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 and they saw it and they realized it. And they was like, oh, no, sir, we can't say this. This is not supposed to be blah, blah, blah.
Nah, nigga.
My wife went into full on, oh, no. He getting that.
Thanks.
He getting that.
See, what you don't know is it's already out.
Right. It's already out. You just don't realize it yet. You know what I'm saying? Yo, she went in full on. Nah, he getting that. She fought the shit out of that motherfucker. And guess what? They sold it to us, and then they put them other ones up. So me and Napalm had, I don't know how many other people got figured, like got into a situation where, oh shit, I don't know. But I know me and Napalm had that shit. And I had already beaten the game by the time it came out. Oh man. Good times. Good times.
Thanks. Whew. All right.
I guess I should it's 6 after 11. That's not too late, right?
Yeah.
Do this intro. Me.
All right.
Me. And me too.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You.
And I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective.
Facts.
Facts indeed. What would you say if I told you that there will come a day when you guys will tune in and you'll see us doing our show, and all of it will be almost exactly what you would expect, the laughs, the fussing, all of that stuff. And then at the end of the show, we reveal that it was all AI.
Stupid. I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
Hey, look, man. That shit is getting crazy out here in these streets. But you guys know how we do. We always hit you with the news before we get into our blues. So yeah.
All right. So let me find this first thing. Wendy Williams. This is more so about the discourse going on about
her.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Wendy Williams has the same affliction that Bruce Willis does. And the reaction to that information is wildly different.
Yes.
Than the reaction when it was revealed that Bruce Willis had this.
Yeah.
I would like
to, but go ahead.
Well, I would like to explain to those who in good faith are confused about this. One, though there is some overlap, largely different audiences.
Yeah.
That's one thing, because I mentioned it the other week. We do this thing where we see something happen and we see a conflicting take or action or measure, and we assume
facts
that it's the same people,
and it's not.
It's generally not. Like, obviously there are hypocrites, but oftentimes it's a different subset of people.
Different subset of people that where the story winds up overlapping into their sphere of notice, and then they begin commenting on it. You see this happen on Twitter all the time. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find this. Maybe the post got deleted. I don't know. There's a documentary that came out about Wendy Williams. I have not watched it. Full disclosure, I've long not been a fan.
Same.
I'm sorry. No. I want to be very intentional and specific with my wording.
You're kind of I see what you're saying.
I dislike intently and have for a long time Wendy Williams. The thing that sparked it. Well, all right. First of all, the type of stuff that she does, and I'm not talking about morally. I'm talking about just her profession.
Yeah.
The type of stuff she does, I'm not really into.
That's one.
But then what really sparked my dislike for her was a long time ago. When one Clifford, what was his last name? Smith? I don't know. To the uninitiated, Method Man talked about a situation where his wife was suffering from, I believe, cancer.
Yep.
And Wendy found out, and Meth knew that Wendy knew. And he asked her, could she please not divulge that his wife had cancer? Because it was already weighing on her enough as an individual. Then you add on everything that comes with
the press.
Married to a celebrity. Wendy Williams did it anyway. So when I see people post things about her in this season, it's a bit conflicting.
Right.
When I see the headline, opinion, we need more compassion for mental illness and cognitive decline, and it's a picture of Wendy Williams, I agree with the headline.
Yeah, but y'all not helping that putting her.
No, you're not helping with her being okay. But when I see when I see the caption to the person who shared this post saying Wendy Williams may have not ever been Miss Congeniality, but she was far from a terrible person who was unlikable. What do you know what those words mean?
No.
Because what you're doing is making a fact claim on something that is subjective.
While you're minimizing harm that was actually. See, the way we define if somebody's a good or bad person is not about what they think, because a lot of times you can't tell what a motherfucker thinks. You can only go off of their actions and the shit that they do. That's how we typically determine whether somebody's a bad person.
Facts. She continues to say, either way, she will never be her true self again, whatever that looked like. In a world, and specifically a country, where mental illness and decline are not supported how they should, it is important for those on the outside looking in to exercise compassion, because no one wins when someone they love is literally losing their mind. Before I get to the actual comment that I replied to, I would like to address that the second part of that caption.
What do you do? I got a question though. What do you do when 330 million people have lost them motherfucking minds?
I mean, you live. You live
to fight another day.
So let me react to what she said before I tell y'all the comment that I actually responded to. Because this is somebody who I follow. Because again, we talk about this, and I've been expressing this without saying it, because a lot of the times people that use this phrase are arguing in bad faith.
Yes.
And sometimes I like to say the thing that those people say and mean it, but sometimes I don't like to say the exact words that they say, because I don't want it to get conflated.
Right.
We don't have to agree on everything.
Facts.
So there are people who I follow who say some wild shit that I would never agree with. The first part of her caption being that wild shit that is just it's objectively false because you're trying to make an opinion objective.
Right.
But to her second part, I would like to add some nuance. Mm-hmm. I do not have any compassion for Wendy Williams.
Me either.
What I have for Wendy Williams is empathy. The empathy comes from the fact that she is a human being. Mm. Compassion would be a more personal thing. Personally, this isn't something I would wish on her.
No.
But
it also ain't my job to wish nothing on her.
Right. The large conversation around this is how she treats people, and a condition being a condition that makes you more aggressive and more mean does not take away from how aggressive and mean you were before you got that condition.
Exactly.
It don't cancel out all the shit that she's done. That's not how this works. So yes, from the point that she's diagnosed, well, before that, obviously, because she has it before she's diagnosed. But from that point, there is what up, Stella? There is a bit of an explanation to some of it.
Right.
But before that point, what are you talking about? That's not a thing that exists.
Right.
That'll do.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, my bad.
I just wanted to tap in real quick to say y'all have a good stream. I got a lot of shit to do.
That's
but
what's up.
In the future weeks to come, I will be more involved. It's just I got a lot of shit going on right now.
Handle your business, bro. We know what's going on.
Ask you for no goddamn explanation. You know who you are.
But I gave
he
you.
Don't know who. Yo,
no. You know who you are.
He never has, bro.
I don't understand.
You know how many times I didn't had to tell him who he was.
I don't even know. I don't even know who I am.
He's suffering from some stuff that it's not as bad as what Wendy Williams got, but he do be forgetting who the fuck he is, yo. He really do, yo.
What is wrong with you?
Jesus Christ! All right, y'all. I just want to let y'all know. That's it.
Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna fuck with y'all boys. Enjoy y'all stream.
All right, bro.
Peace.
So, to the comment that I responded to, because this is clearly an issue. What I'm about, because So somebody comments, I don't know why they hate for her. Her career. Damn it, Tim. Let me land. Let me land, God damn it.
Woo.
The comment says, I don't know why they hate for her. Her career was literally doing the exact same thing People Magazine, Shade Room, and all these other gossip media do.
We ain't like that either.
Wait, God damn it. Why is Wendy Williams being hated when people consume the same shit she gives out, but on the other platforms? So somebody responded to this comment and said, a lot of people don't like those platforms either. The OP says, that's not my point.
What's your point?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. My point is that Wendy did exactly what celeb gossip bags and blogs did. She reported exact same shit they did. So why does Wendy get the hate, but no one seems to have issues with People Magazine, Star Magazine, celeb gossip blogs, and all those other medias?
We did.
That person again responded to this person and said, maybe your feed is different because they all get the same hate.
They sure do for years, like to the point where it's something that comedians have talked about. It's pop culture zeitgeist. Right? These tabloids are rags. Why do you think they call them rags, B?
But this person, OP, comes back a third time and says, Shade Room, I'm sure, gets the hate, but my point is that she was a celeb gossip personality reporting the same shit all the other platforms did, but somehow everybody got a lot of energy for Wendy. At this point, I had to step in. I'm like, you said the same thing 3 times.
As if
you don't want to hear the
it.
answer
That's it.
that your experience isn't the reality.
Right.
This is a sickness, ladies and gentlemen.
It is a sickness.
This is a disease.
We've seen this
you
before.
got the answer twice, and you just asked the same question again.
Right.
Well, where's the hate for the other people? People don't like the other people either. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Where's the hate for the other people? I see it all the time. That's not what I'm saying. Why does she get more hate than other people? What are you talking about? We are telling you clearly it may be more for Wendy because she is a singular individual.
Right.
And in some ways she is more popular. But they all get hate commiserate to the level of I'm using this word loosely, evil that they output.
Yes.
Because that is a factor as well. And I find it ironic that people are like, oh, we have to be respectful of Wendy's health situation. But the Method Man thing.
She wasn't see this and like this, it's like beating your head against a wall, trying to get these people to acknowledge the point that you said. Either they have two things they need to do, right? Once they make that claim and put that out there and you respond, they either have to debunk it or have to say, I didn't think about that, because that's how honest discussion works. But if all you're going to do is keep repeating the debunked bullshit that you just said over and over again, and then like make a conjunction of I ain't talking about that, and then say the same thing over again, you're going nowhere in this conversation. Nowhere.
Yeah. I'm
guessing, I hate it here.
I'm guessing that when I said that, they realized that because they didn't respond anymore.
Yeah.
You like, bro, what are you? You just said the same thing. But anyway, so here's the thing. This isn't something you get better from.
No.
So generally, I would end this type of segment with, I hope they get better, but we know that this isn't one of those, it's not one of those things. So what I will say is I didn't watch that documentary. I never will. What some people are saying is she doesn't have the people around her that Bruce Willis has around him. So he's not getting the care. Or maybe it's that she has enough cognitive ability left that she can put up the fight that he can't. Whatever the case is, it's not being handled well currently. And that is an issue that also probably won't be resolved. I'm pretty sure. I think at one point, one of the banks stopped her access and put her on a not conservatorship.
Yeah.
Was it a conservatorship?
I'm not sure if it's a conservatorship, but I know that her family couldn't get to the guap.
Yeah.
Now, to be truthful, they were doing what they are supposed to do, because for worst case scenarios, these people get robbed. Motherfuckers get in, dip in their shit, and just take their shit. Right. So that's a stopgap that is meant to be for the good, to protect the person whose money that is.
Right. But because of how her life is set up, it ends up not being a good thing for her.
Yes, exactly.
And I mean, obviously you don't ever foresee that you would have this type of situation.
Unless
however, there's
your family.
Right. And also there's a saying, get ready, stay ready so you don't got get ready. So like there is when you have that much, I don't know how much she's worth, but clearly it's millions. Easily millions.
Easily.
When you get to that point, you should probably have contingencies in place for things.
I would also argue that not only should if you have a shit ton of money like that, that should be like a priority for real,
right?
But even
because
if
there's no barrier,
there's no barrier, right?
Right.
But even if you don't, my strong suggestion to everyone is to have a will.
Oh, thanks.
If you're those people that live in, I don't know about other states, but I know here in Maryland, don't cost you nothing to do it. Just write that shit down. Get somebody who's not in the will to witness it and sign as a witness on there. And if you want an extra layer of protection,
which could be an awkward conversation because it could be somebody who expects
very
to
awkward. Come out in your will, B.
Right.
Very awkward, right?
Yeah.
But then you take it down to the registry of wills if you want that extra layer of protection where somebody doesn't accidentally lose the will when you die because they not in it, or someone doesn't accidentally burn the will or whatever because motherfuckers is ass, yo. Motherfuckers is ass.
All facts.
No,
right,
you know how you do that will thing? I just thought about it. You get an older family member. That's like 70s and shit.
Yeah, because they're not going to be tripping off. Yeah,
off that.
I mean, as long as they're in their right mind.
Yeah, as long as they're in their right mind.
And are a good faith actor.
Then
they ain't gonna be tripping off none of that.
Imagine getting your Mima. Hey, Mima, listen, I need you to, because they're gonna know. Like, I'm probably not gonna be here when you.
Right. Imagine them being like, I'm not in your will.
Right.
No. What do you expect? You know something I don't know.
Yeah, facts. But the other thing, just another a clue for y'all. Y'all don't have to do this. But it's just something you could do. For those that aren't in your will, like, you know how a lot of families got caked up back in the day? They put out insurance policies on each other.
Facts.
So there you go. You can put
listen.
You can put insurance policy
if somebody come to you and you ain't in their will, just be like, all right, bet. Go ahead and witness for them. Your next stop, insurance policy. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Anyway, moving on. So I brought this up without knowing that I was bringing this up. Remember, I think, was it last week or the week before? It's probably the week. Whatever. I talked. He was my dumbass of the week. It was a dude. And I was talking about how he was on Twitter complaining about Diddy not paying him his publishing and all that other type of stuff. And I'm like, you're a dumbass, because why would you enter into this situation with Diddy knowing what his reputation is? I understand part of why. Good look, blah, blah, all that shit. Well, turns out Diddy did more than rob him of his publishing.
Oh, man.
Diddy says he's a victim. Well, before we get to that part of it, Diddy says he's a victim of cancel culture in attempt to dismiss gang rape lawsuit.
Cancel culture?
Yeah. Sean Diddy Combs has taken a new stance in hopes to persuade a judge to dismiss a lawsuit where he's been accused of participating in a gang rape. The music mogul now claims to be a victim of cancel culture. A Jane Doe made allegations. Remember, this is I mentioned this lawsuit, but we didn't get into it because we never had details. A Jane Doe made allegations that ex-Bad Boy president Harvey Pierre forced her to give him oral sex in a Detroit bathroom ahead of flying to Diddy's daddy's house studio in NYC. Once they arrived, she claimed to have been raped by Pierre, Diddy, and another unidentified man. In response, Diddy challenged the Jane Doe's claims with a court filing on February 23rd. And the 54-year-old has labeled the Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Act unconstitutional, claiming it violates his rights. According to All Hip Hop, the memorandum was filed on behalf of Sean Combs, Daddy's House Recordings, Inc., and Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Inc., asking for dismissal of the civil case. Diddy and his team believe that allegations made against him have caused irreparable harm to the defendant's reputations. Diddy's lawyer, Jonathan Davis, stated, Quote, the lawsuit has resulted in them becoming victims of the cancel culture frenzy in the courts, well before any evidence has been presented and on the basis of rank, uncorroborated allegations, end quote. Davis also argued that the claim is time barred due to it allegedly happening in 2003 with the statute of limitations expiring in 2010. Let me interrupt this article to make a prescient point. It probably doesn't help your case for an argument that you actually say out loud to be, oh, this was so long ago.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't.
That means you did it.
Yeah, that's not helpful. That doesn't sound.
I did it, but it was a long time ago.
Right. Yeah, that's just anyway. The newest lawsuit files that's not the newest lawsuit. Well, I guess at the time this article was printed, it was the newest. Files a string of allegations against the Love Records founder stemming from the ex-girlfriend Cassie, although their case was settled within 24 hours of announcement. Other women have come forward with their own accusations towards Diddy. He released a statement on social media in December. I'm not reading that shit. Okay, well, so I had put that on the docket, right? And I was like, okay, because often whenever we have these episodes where they're really impactful and it's about a celebrity, we always tend at some point to do some type of follow-up. That's what I thought this was going to be. Until the very next day, Sean Diddy Combs accused of sexual harassment and assault by a producer on his latest album.
Yeah, I've been hearing that recently.
Sean Diddy Combs was sued Monday in federal court. So he put that filing of the article I just read out on the 23rd. On the, what day was that? So he put that filing out on a Friday. By Monday, this new case was filed. Yeah. He was sued Monday in federal court by a producer in his most recent album who accused the music mogul of sexually harassing, drugging, and threatening him over more than a year. The producer, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, says in the lawsuit that he lived and traveled with Combs from September 2022 to November 2023, during which time he recorded hours of video and audio of Combs, his staff, and others, quote, engaging in serious illegal activity. All right, let's pause real quick. Again, I mentioned this at the top of this. I brought him up. I had no idea that this other shit was anything. Yeah. Only thing the nigga was complaining about on Twitter was his publishing. Right. So I understand why he didn't say the other stuff, given that a case was coming. Right. But nigga,
also just so people know, there is another side to that argument that I've been hearing in the last few hours, days, not even a whole day. That is looking like dude may have been clout chasing, adding all that extra shit just to make sure he can get, the attention. I don't know if that's true or not, but it does need to be put out there that this is another thing that's been floating around. I don't know if he's being credibly accused of that. I'm just seeing this being reported in a lot of different places now. And it would not surprise me if you hear some of the bigger outlets eventually pick it up if they can corroborate that.
Yeah.
But let's be clear about a couple of things. Diddy, you could not be credibly accused of any of that if you hadn't already did all of that.
Nigga.
All of that.
Listen, let me finish. Let me continue the article. Among the allegations is that Combs forced Jones to procure sex workers and pressured him to engage in unwelcome sex acts with them and others, and that Combs gave laced alcoholic beverages to people who attended parties at his homes. The lawsuit includes what it says are screenshots from gatherings hosted at Combs' homes that included underage girls and sex workers, some of whom he said were provided drinks that had been laced with drugs at Combs' direction. The suit, filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, also names Combs' adult son, Justin, his chief of staff, Christina Coram, who people are saying is Diddy's Giselle.
Yeah, yep.
Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange and former Motown Records CEO Ethiopia. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that last name. As defendants, Jones says in the lawsuit that Grange, that last name I can't say, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group effectively worked together with Combs in a RICO enterprise. That quote,
said Love Records, that's his, right?
That's Diddy's, yeah.
I got some comments on that.
That quote failed to adequately monitor, warn, or supervise, unquote, the actions of Combs, his son, and his chief of staff. A RICO enterprise is any individuals or groups that act together to violate the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. Jones is seeking $30 million. Representatives for Coram, Grange, Motown Records, and Love Records did not immediately respond or to requests for comment. The other person could not immediately be reached for comment. Representatives for Justin Combs said in a statement that he categorically denies these absurd allegations. Quote, these are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday, the statement said. Quote, there will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs family, end quote. An attorney for Combs said Jones' reckless name dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. Quote, we have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored as Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls. We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them. The suit is laced in a series of damning allegations against Combs. According to Jones' lawsuit, in or about August 2020, Combs called Jones and requested that he produce several songs on the R&B album, the Love album, Off the Grid, which was released in September 2023 and was nominated for a Grammy. Mr. Jones agreed, and his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since, the lawsuit says. Jones alleges that Combs sexually harassed and assaulted him while he lived with him at Combs' homes in Florida, Los Angeles, and New York, as well as on a yacht Combs rented in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The harassment and assault included, quote, constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus.
Oh, my. Wait a minute. What? All right. Okay.
Jones says he was forced to work in Combs' bathroom as Combs showered naked in a glass enclosure, according to the lawsuit. When he raised concerns about the behavior to Coram, Combs' chief of staff, the lawsuit says she dismissed them as, quote, friendly horseplay, stating that those acts were Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you. The lawsuit accuses Coram of aiding and abetting Combs' sexual assault of Jones and of working with Combs to, quote, groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship. Jones also alleges that he was forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts with them to please Combs. To aid in the alleged recruitment, Jones said Combs provided him with, quote, an exclusive bad boy baseball cap and required him to wear it to a Miami establishment. Well, hold up. There's a whole thing. It's a whole thing behind that because I heard this part. Provided him with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap, which was a signal to any sex worker he approached that Combs was in town and had sent Jones to recruit them. Because apparently that's what Diddy does when he's in Miami. Whenever he's in Miami, allegedly, when there's a specific bad boy hat that somebody wears, and that signals the sex workers that Diddy's in town and blah, 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 blah.
Diddy's back in town.
Right. Jones alleges Combs, who he describes in the suit as forceful and demanding, and someone who does not take no for an answer, leveraged his power as one of the most influential people in hip-hop and business to intimidate him, including by threatening to inflict bodily harm if Jones did not comply with his demands. On one occasion, Jones alleges Combs forced him to watch as he displayed guns and bragged about getting away with shooting people. In a separate incident, Jones alleges Combs shared that he was responsible for a shooting in a nightclub in New York City in 1999 with rapper Shine, born Jamal Barrow. Jury acquitted Combs of gun possession and bribery charges in connection with that incident, while Barrow was sentenced to 10 years in jail. Jones was terrified of Combs and felt he could not tell him no, according to the suit. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement. Jones said in the lawsuit that he has video and audio evidence to support some of the allegations. The lawsuit says that Combs required Jones to, quote, record him constantly, and that on several occasions, Combs took Jones's cell phone to record himself. As a result, Jones alleges he has hundreds of hours of video and audio records. Why did you say it that way? Anyway, of Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Jones says in the suit that he believes Combs also drugged him on February 2nd, 2023. He alleges he woke up naked, dizzy, and confused in bed with Combs and 2 sex workers. In response to a request for comment, Jones' attorney used the Latin phrase res ipsa loquitur, which loosely translates as the thing speaks for itself. Jones says this in the suit that he was under an implied work for hire agreement and was not compensated for the songs he produced. As a result, the lawsuit says Combs, Love Records, Motown Records, and Universal Music Group were all unjustly enriched at his expense. The labels did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Combs has been sued by 4 women who have accused him of all the rest of that is recap. Okay, so I know it's a lot.
It is a lot, but I picked out quite a few things that is definitely worthy of
Go ahead.
lock on. I hate all you love motherfuckers. Yeah, I know. I'm starting there. I know it's weird. I hate all you.
You don't love love?
No, see, this is the thing. Love is great. I hate people hiding behind that shit to do fucked up shit.
Thanks.
Right? And then they use it as part of their branding only to manipulate the masses into believing that they're one way when they're actually monsters. Fucking monsters. Now, as far as Diddy's concerned, what's that his handler told the guy? He said, after having this motherfucker in a glass doored shower over there doing that, oh, that's just his way of showing he likes you. Yeah, no shit. Kind of like
no thanks.
Kind of like if your lady friend is over and she drops the clothes in front of you and walks around naked or whatever, that's her way of showing she likes you too.
Thanks.
I don't see how that somehow absolves Diddy of any other
it's unsolicited and unwanted.
Right. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about? Secondly, it's amazing to me how somebody who has been trying to avoid anything to do with law enforcement for years because of the Sean shit, because of that, would now be having people video and chronicle his shit while him and people that's in his employ are doing alleged illegal activities.
Listen, yo, if 10% of the allegations against Sean P. Diddy Combs are true, he's a fucking megalomaniac.
Yeah, bro, he's a monster. Bro, I again, I don't want to say any names, but I know personally people affiliated with his companies over the years with Bad Boy. And I know that this particular entity that was affiliated with him kept certain legal troubles that they had quiet as they could for as long as they could, because they knew, according to them, if Diddy would have found out, he would have dropped his connection to them and the money would have dried up. The people I'm talking about, I can't say their names. I can't say the name of the entity that was connected with Bad Boy, but I can say this. At least one of the artists on there, a lot of you know.
Yeah.
A lot of you know, right? And this is what I'm saying, like, bro, this man has been getting away. If all of this stuff is true, this man has been getting away with this shit for years And it's not like people didn't know. Some of the people that knew are very similar to what Epstein, right? A whole bunch of these celebrity motherfuckers that be in the media talking about love this and love that. I'm giving to charity. I'm doing this and doing that. Oh, yeah, look at me. Look at me. Look at fucking me. Be a good person. Don't y'all think I'm a good person? Well, how could you not think that? Look at the shit I'm doing. Knew about what the fuck Epstein was doing. Have been to his island. All of that shit. All of it. All of it, Kevin.
Yeah. There's people privy, and they need to have their day as well.
They need to be held accountable. And also, on the other side of it, they do need to be held accountable 100% for that. The chances that they will be.
I mean, I think the most simultaneously predictable and interesting thing about this is all the stories that people are coming out with. Not official lawsuits, no shit, just the stories, interviews, posts that people are saying. And it's like, you have to, as a person of Diddy's stature, right, ignore all the things that we can prove that he's done.
Right.
You have to know how narrative works.
Yeah.
And you have not done a good job at building your narrative.
No. See, because nobody, think about it, how many people are actually out there defending Diddy against these accusations? That he has.
The only people I've seen actually defending Diddy are people that I would assume would potentially go down with him.
Right. I was thinking the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same shit. And this is why, like I said, man, I'm gonna put this out there.
Or people that's still on the payroll.
Yeah, them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I don't know how certain things could change, because me knowing what I know about human nature and human behavior and the things that influence, move, and motivate humans. But this is, to me, just another argument for why the lesser known celebrities are worth more, because they don't have all this shielding around them to protect them for all these years of doing some of the most rancid shit ever. But when motherfuckers get big, there's layers that you have to go through. Those of you that are old enough to remember or seen maybe the reruns of the TV show Get Smart, when he first goes into the control headquarters, he has to pass through a whole bunch of shit just to get to this is what happens when celebrities get oversized, right? They build up these layers. What up, Fabo? They build up these layers to protect them from the bullshit. Now, the question that needs to be asked is, were they these degenerates long before they got big, or did they become those degenerates because they got big and they had people, they realized the power they had to have people say yes to anything. And some of this, of course, some of this accountability has to be on just the way we perceive celebrity status in modern and past society, because some of the shit that we do for these people that we are fans of that reach that level is outrageous.
Oh, nigga,
it's outrageous. And of course, somebody with a weak, fragile, moral center is gonna see y'all throwing panties up on the stage. Is gonna see motherfuckers, dudes following them through the mall when they do. They're going to see that and go, I can do what the fuck I want.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
I saw an example of this years ago. Me and my first producer, Sean Black. We're down Harbor Place. Just so happens there was a concert happening that weekend. Chuck D was here. Tribe Called Quest was here. Bunch of motherfuckers was here. As we were walking through Harbor Place, who do we see as we going down the escalator? Who do we see going up the escalator? Some dude with this weird hat. I said, that hat looks familiar. That's Q-Tip. Then we looked and saw everybody else. We go down, come up the escalator, they at the fruit shake stand. Sean walks up to him, doesn't do all of this hullabaloo. Oh, it's Jungle Quest. He has one of the early Source magazines in his hands when it was still in black and white. Even the pictures were in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
He walks up to the fruit shake stand to where Q-Tip and Jerobi and all the rest are standing there. He has the page open. He puts it up to Q-Tip's face like, yeah, that's him. They start laughing, and we have a conversation as artists.
Right.
What label should we try to send demos to? He was telling us Tommy Boy, blah, blah, blah. Now, right in this exact same time and space, you saw the complete opposite of a cordial reaction happening because Terminator X, Chuck D's DJ, tall drink of water, is walking through Harbor Place shopping, but he can't seem to do it alone because he's followed not by a bunch of women, no, a bunch of dudes trailing behind. Let's Terminator X. Look, yeah, let's Terminator X. Not saying that he is this type, but you certainly can see how if this happens here, that next city, the other city, everywhere you go, some of these motherfuckers are going to get a complex.
Thanks.
And these are small examples because some of the stuff that we know that people do for the celebrities they idolize far exceeds following them around the shopping thing.
Yeah.
Far exceeds it. Sneaking into their hotel rooms. There's a lot of shit that people do for these celebrities because somehow, some way, they imprint whatever the celebrity's doing and they connect it into their life for whatever reason. Because I can see how it could happen. There's people that I know that do things that either stuff that I would like to do myself and trying to work towards doing that, or stuff that I realize I could never do. That's amazing that they do. The difference is there's a way to conduct yourself when you see these people. And listen, me and Sean have always prided ourselves back in the day on the fact, because we got a chance to meet a lot of celebrity people. We always prided ourselves on the fact that we knew how to fucking act.
Yeah.
I remember walking down, it was early Saturday morning. I'm at the Gallery Mall. I'm coming from, it was either Sam Goody or GameStop, one of them. I'm coming down the escalator, and who do I see walking into the gallery right beyond that, where the fish is, and well, you know, those big, I don't know what material they're made of, but it's like an art piece. They had these fishes right there. Who do I see walking up there? What's his last name? Glover. Not the one you think I'm talking about, the rapper dude. No, this guy played Lex Luthor's father on Smallville. See him walking by. It's him. He's got what appears to be a little kid with
point of order, sir. Chris, he just called you old.
And what's next? Water's wet. What are we talking about here? Right? So what are we talking about? So I see him walking through there. What do I do when I come down the escalator? I call him. I said, Lionel Luthor, Smallville. I love that show. What he was expecting was me to, can I get your autograph? Can you take this picture? I didn't do any of that shit.
Right.
I shook his hand and kept it moving. Because even though at that particular point in my life, I didn't have a fan base like I didn't have that. None of that.
Right.
I put myself in his shoes. This man, the reason he's up this early, calling this place early, is because he's trying to avoid The dumb shit. And he's got what could be his grandkid with him. So he's definitely not trying to read the room.
Yeah, facts.
Read the plan.
Well,
like, what's wrong? Like, bro, it's some of the stuff that we do helps contribute to that mindset the weak moral ones have. They can do anything. They can do anything. These people, look what these people do for me. Look what they'll do for me. It's fine to have a celebrity figure that you look up to because maybe they do something that you're fascinated with. But yo, y'all can't have no fucking sense.
Right.
Come on, man. I am happy that the very few times in my life where people have recognized me for what I've done, I've never had anybody come up to me on the dumb shit.
Yeah.
It's never been on the dumb shit. Hey, ain't your tombstone? Yeah. Oh man, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hey, yeah, I just saw you. I just saw you at the stuff. All right, cool. That's dope. That's it. None of that other dumb shit. Ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, these fucking idiots. What? Okay. Anyway, so in the lawsuit, there are several stories about several other people. And
yo, Fabo was ass.
I mean, what else is new? One of these people, and some of these other celebrities' names have been redacted, but there were clues about who they were.
Yeah.
One such celebrity is Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill.
The crash out is real, bro.
I believe the contents of the lawsuit that referred to him. Yo, and these clues were fucking ridiculous. Like, so his name was redacted, and the clue was Philadelphia rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj. Usher's name was in. Now, before I continue, these celebrities being mentioned, the reason they aren't mentioned is because they aren't being accused of doing anything illegal in this suit. It's just a part of the whole story that the lawsuit tells.
Right.
Usher is in this lawsuit. Usher's clue was famous R&B singer who recently had a Vegas residency and performed at the halftime show of the Super Bowl.
Tom Jones.
Like, bro, what is the point of redacting,
bro? No, you're snitching. You're snitching.
What is the point of redacting if you're gonna? Okay.
You're
anyway,
snitching, bro. They redact my ass. Snitching.
So, academics got a hold of it, and he started reading it on his live and whatever.
Those of you who don't know who DJ Academics is,
good,
a streamer. that part. He is a streamer who made his bones doing a series called The War in Chirac, where in almost everybody's estimation, he basically minimized while trying to sensationalize violence happening in Chicago for his own ends to get clicks and stuff. And here's the thing: people were reporting on it everywhere, but it's how you do what you do.
Yeah.
And how he did what he did, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But because society loves assholes, he still wound up becoming big, becoming a millionaire, and all of these different things. He was rewarded for that shit. So
Meek went to fucking Twitter.
Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
And that's anyway. Let me read some of these tweets. Academics, didn't I tell you stop playing with my name? I don't know what I'm gonna do when I actually see you. It's gonna have a combination to it though.
That's actually a good line. I ain't gonna lie.
That's kind of fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Fire right there.
Let me see. The way you niggas coming on the sick now, I can't. Oh, mind you, how can I say this? Meek isn't the most eloquent tweeter, so some of the shit is going to confuse you guys. Some of the shit is going to confuse me.
Yeah, it's amazing because he's such a Twitter head. He's been a Twitter head for years. I think he would get better at that shit.
The way you niggas coming on the sick now, I'm reading what he's saying. I'm not trying to. Right, okay. The way you niggas coming on the sick now, I can't wait to meet academics. LOL. They know I drop tomorrow. This they damage control. This net getting too weird. Bitch ass niggas ain't gonna play no games with me. They trying to do damage control. The same thing they almost tricked y'all with Lil Baby. Academics and alcoholic fully powered by the white man. Who you think posting that on every website? They be so mad they can't stop. It's few groups. LOL. Get me and get me his Addy. I'ma shoot a full production music video in front of his house. LOL. Seriously, get me that one in New Jersey. He's an alcoholic with no life, talking to kids on a computer. Normal kids watch Kai, Aiden, Wallow, Gilly. You a sick old black man with no life achievements trying to destroy black men because you're envious as men. I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or I'm sorry. The thing in the lawsuit, it suggests that Meek and Diddy had a homosexual relationship. Yeah. I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy. No man or what would ever approach me about gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming. LOL. That's why I always come around all these industry niggas with my real friends. You never catch me around anybody from the industry alone. You can't even hold a convo without my dog stepping in the room. It's been that way. I can't till y'all find out I'm the illest in this shit. And somebody send me the actual lawsuit. These blogs making y'all stupid day for day. Another W take. Another W take from me. I gotta give him his credit when he gets his credit. Andrew Tate says, I am the most famous man in the world and avoid speaking to famous people because they are all gay and weird. And
so you're the most gay?
Then he said that, and he quote tweeted himself for some reason and says, so P. Diddy was having sex with Meek Mill and Usher, and Meek quote tweets him and says, wasn't you the one that was sex trafficking women? The fuck wrong with you, bro? W for Meek. Next tweet from Meek. I was having a nice sleep, chilling in the mansion, and wake up to this weirdo stuff. They learned how to affect your energy through these phones. LOL. Shaking my head. I'm back now. Let's find the real lawsuit to make sure it's no computer generated. It's obvious I'm going indecent. Y'all going to see a lot of bad press about me. I'm sorry, I have to translate this one because it is nowhere near what the fuck he means. He's saying it's obvious I'm going independent. Yeah. Y'all going to see a lot of bad press about me. I'm going against the system. They see it's wide open. We have a whole new system. This computer generated shit really deep faking y'all to try to destroy all the top place winners. Most people not smart enough to outbeat the computer.
He is though. Yo, he's smart. Can't you tell by the way he writes?
Obviously. He's smart enough to... I can't be destroyed through a computer. I'm too outside. The two things they say, we snitching or we gay. We generating hundreds of millions from music. It's not a coincidence. We all gay and snitches. They are powering this stuff, even if it's fake. The goal is to disrupt the hip hop community. I own this music that dropped tomorrow. Play it. Yeah, I think is that it. Okay, here's the doc. So let's go trail live. Anyway, playing with my name. Find the page where my name mentioned. You asshole. You're dumb. Sorry. And what date? So I can get my credit card and show you the date where I was. I don't even know that pussy, but let's go to trial on here. I would trash any celebrity if they tried wild move on me. No pics, literally go crazy on them. That is all. I'm from Philly. All my niggas always watch me around this wild ass industry. They don't want y'all streaming this independent music. Make sure you support. This that real shit, not that clout. Next, I'm gonna expose who's behind trying to kill the black image of the most influential artists. Every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem gay. I change laws for our people. I donate millions. They are designed to destroy the image of black leaders. It can't work with me, though. You got to really kill me, and I still will get bigger after death. This God, we're still get bigger after death. This God, not me. Eliminate anything toxic to black culture immediately. Well, then you will be gone. What?
Bro.
Oh, wait, these last two. Man. When I got a girl around me, I'm fucking her twice a day. Ask some of your favorites. Pussy don't control me, but it's like a high. One love to gay people, but that juicy pussy do it for me. I done ran red lights to get that feeling. Y'all weird on here like devils. And the last one, y'all see these rappers with gay styles. They want that look. Leave that to them. I come from that gangster shit, surviving in the jungle.
Yo, you doing so much. Like, nobody asked you about this is bad, bro. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. Like, yo, like the crash out is real. One, you threatened academic in public, right? In public, you said that when you see him, you're gonna piece him up, and you're gonna go to his house and shoot a music video or movie or whatever. Nigga, we know what that means.
Right.
Like, and now you going on here, going out of your way, doing the cringiest way possible to show the world that you're not gay. You talk, and then you speaking about yourself as if you are Malcolm X or Medgar Evers or Huey P. Newton or one of the ones that, you know, the real ones,
yeah,
that were actually out here combating the United States government, who has always been adversarial to black people. Although I know in current times, the new narrative is that somehow we running shit. Good luck with that one. Yeah, good luck with that one, right?
It's the whole thing.
But you are talking to yourself in these grandiose terms. And this is the sad part about him doing that. The sad part about him talking about himself in these grandiose ass terms is that you can't really speak in a way that would connect to us in your grandiose. This shit sounds like someone who never spoke English or read or English like a fifth language,
right,
of theirs, right? You can't even articulate stuff. And this is the other thing that's bad about it, because I'm not a fan of academics. From day one, I thought the shit that he was on, the shit that he supported, that just has no resonance with me. But I'm an old nigga, so no one's going to listen to me to shut about how toxic that shit was until more people started seeing it. This was toxic from day one. But you're doing shit, bro. I would so love to rally behind your academic attacks, because I don't like the shit he does.
Right.
But this shit you doing,
you wildin', my boy.
I'm from Philly, so that means nobody in Philly smokes coke or snorts it or does heroin or does gay stuff, because I'm from Philly.
Yo, he absolutely contradicted himself, right? His argument, well, several times, but his argument with that tweet was nobody in Philly does gay stuff. And then one of his later tweets, he was like, there are rappers out here that have a gay aesthetic.
Yeah.
Leave that shit to them. Well, Uzi is from Philly.
He's from Philly, bro, and he's been accused of that because of his aesthetic.
Right.
For as long as he's had an audience and shit.
Right.
Like, bro, listen. Stop trying to lean in on where you from. As
it ain't where you from, it's where you at. Oh, my bad.
Listen,
my bad.
Philly a rough ass town.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. I've been. It's Baltimore slightly up north. Right? it's a rough, but that don't mean that stuff that you're referring to don't have. Of course, it happens everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, right?
Everywhere. Stop trying to say, because I'm Philly. What? You can speak for yourself. You can't speak for anybody else. Like, stop that shit. The other thing is, yo, the image. This is why the best image you can paint for yourself is an image of I'm a man. I'm just a man. And as a man, I have a certain code that I have defined as my own personal code of man. Because you cannot apply this or project this on other people, right?
Correct.
So what these guys tend to do is there's this shape, gangster, real nigga, gangster, right? And what they try to do is move themselves over into that thing to fit in that frame for their public aesthetic and branding, right? But when it don't fit you all the way, as long as you're not in the press often, you can get away with it. But now we're in a period of time, we've been for a couple of decades now, in a period of time where social media, the internet, is how people promote their projects, promote their brand. This is different from the earlier paradigm where you would get interviewed by rap magazines. So we wouldn't see a lot of you, and how we typically related to you was through your music, and then you were interviewed about that, so they could give us these bite-sized images of you that made us think you were super tough, super street, super this, super that. You would never do this. This is how we engaged with those type of artists back then. And those of us that was actually in the streets doing shit, we only saw this small fragment part of you, and we thought by your music you was one of us. You was doing this.
Or famously, in one case, we thought the opposite. With, for instance, Hammer.
Facts. We thought publicly, branding wasn't in that mode, that you wasn't one of them, right?
Nah.
The blessing and the curse of the modern artists when it comes to how they promote now. The blessing is that you can do a lot of shit on your own. The shit that these record companies was taxing the fuck out of your money to do for you, you can do this on your own. You can garner up because your name is known. Even though you're the least paid of everybody in that chain, your name is more known than any of them other fuckers. So you can get out there, start an Instagram, start a TikTok, start a whatever, and instantly get all of these people, and you can do promotion there. You can promote off of these platforms that they didn't build. They didn't build that. The record company didn't build that. This is something that came organically from you. The downside of it, though, is that we see too much of you. So if you was trying to fit into a mold of super gangster, super real nigga, this, that, and the third, you're not really that. So now that we see more of you, the cracks show. You start to see the behavior that you're doing does not fit into that frame that you've been trying to put your thing in, and it's hard now for you to keep that appearance. Yeah, facts. But it's hard for you to keep that image intact now. Yo, just be a man. I'm a family man with kids. I beat your ass, but I present that this is that's my entire life. That I'm right. Just I'll fuck you up. No, I will fuck you up. If you get me wrong, absolutely. But I try to have a holistic. I'm not that. I'm just a regular guy.
Right.
Beat your ass if you violate. But that's not how the whole. When my fans relate to me, they don't relate to me on that level. We laugh, we joking. We talk about the stuff that we interested in. We talk about science and all this other stuff. We're not doing that. These guys have got to find a better way to engage with their audience, man, because the cracks are showing. And this crash out was not hood. It was not hood, yo. It just wasn't.
So many parts of that were not necessary for you to say online.
Bruh. Nah. Meek, listen, bro. I'm not saying what you did or did not do when you were dirty Meek with the braids and out there. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is we know you don't got hands. We saw the video.
Yikes.
Saw the boxing video. You talking about putting hands on academic? I don't think Act got hands either. Right?
Right.
It's gonna be an uneventful fight. That's going with a bunch of ugly.
But we know Act got a bunch of guns.
This is what we do know because he has made it.
We know for sure.
This is the other thing. Act ain't street.
No.
Act got guns because he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
He want to be able to talk reckless like he talks. He wants to be able to do that. In order to do that, he has to surround himself with bodyguards, with people that he know that are about that life, that will protect him. That's why he can talk crazy. But none of the reason he can talk crazy is because that gangster image that y'all motherfuckers tried to cultivate with yourselves, the cracks are showing, and he's seeing. That's not dumb. He's seeing.
Yeah.
You ain't really that. Trust me, there are guys Act ain't gonna do that with. I know guys that he would not do that with, but even some of them he might, because he has the law on his side. In his current state, he has money. He has all of these things that can insulate him from actually catching that fade that'll beat him up and show you that he's the guy that was fresh out of bully's locker in high school. He has things that can stop that from happening. You may not even get to him to do all those things that you would have done to him in high school. Bip, bip, bip. Yeah, all right, cool. You would have did that then. How can you get to him now? So now he's feeling extra confident, and he'll get on there on his streams, and he will wow these niggas out. And if you are from that lane, that aesthetic, that you're actually legitimate and authentic, the first thing you're gonna do is not say nothing to this nigga, because it doesn't make sense, right, for you to have this extended back and forth, knowing you can't make him pay. This is Run DMC tried to warn niggas of this shit when they said never let a punk get away with murder. That's what they was talking about. You let a punk get away with murder, he gonna violate you because he can't be touched, and he doesn't have the street code, so to speak, that restrains him from saying certain shit that makes him look bad. I've seen him say shit that makes him look bad. He don't care because he don't have those same morals or codes of the street. He don't have that. So the best thing you could do, who got to give you a better example of somebody who actually carried it right?
What, with Act?
Casanova? No, with Casanova carried it right with 6ix9ine. Because I can't. If I do something to you or get something done to you, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to continue to engage in it.
Ain't Cass still locked up?
He is, but he's locked up. He's locked up because he was actually about that.
Right.
All that.
Well, no, absolutely. Yeah.
About that. But when 6ix9ine tried to bait him into, he kind of went for it a little bit, but then his street instinct kicked in. So I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No. The example I like is Vic Mensa.
Yeah.
Because he confronted Act about all that Chirac shit.
Right.
He like, yo, he's like, I should punch you in your mouth because you're a bitch, but I'm not going to because that wouldn't be smart.
And you're gonna right. My career. Right now, I could dust you. I could drag you.
They were what? 3 feet apart?
3 feet apart. I could drag you right now in front of these cameras. And these producers in here, if they didn't play the clip, they would allude to it in some way because this is engagement.
Absolutely.
I can make you look crazy right now, but I'm not, because after that, I don't gain shit from that. I lose from that because you're going to. Act has already said it. Oh, I'm believing law and order.
I mean, come on now. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it for y'all to try to fit into this mold 24/7. Just be a whole person, bro. Because if you try to fit into that mold 100% of the time, the crack's gonna show. And then even if you are about all of that, people will then impugn your character when they see the cracks of you just being a regular person too. Because trust me, bro, I grew up around killers. I'm telling you, they laugh as much as he did. All that, yeah, all that fun shit, that ribbing and all, yeah. They're real people. They just got that switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got that switch. And if you ever present yourself as is this super, super tough gangster, whatever like that, the moment you're not that, because no one can be that 24/7 unless you got mental issues. Nobody can be that 24/7, right? The moment you're not that, they question your authenticity.
Yeah.
You look crazy, Meek. You look crazy right now. You look crazy right now. As crazy as Academics has looked, especially in the last few months, he done gone through some shit that had him looking crazy out here, right? Mm-hmm. Pictures been leaked about it. You know what I'm saying? All this other shit, right? The girl went and stole all that money from him. Showing that he's been a sucker for love ass trick for all this time, but he's on his show talking wild shit about black women. We see you. We see you. We see you. But guess what though? Meek, you look crazy because you're supposed to be held to a higher standard than Academics, bro.
Without question.
Like, you look crazy right now.
Meek, you looking wild out here, my boy.
And you allowed the stink of Diddy to spin that back around to Diddy. You allowed the stink of Diddy to wind up coming on you and had you crashing out, bro. Like, praising. But praising. But maybe not.
Listen, I mean, maybe not. Listen, look, I mean, not there's anything wrong with that.
Nope. I don't know what y'all niggas do up there.
Where there's smoke.
Well, we saw you bunny hopping.
Yo, here's the funny thing.
Wasn't wrong about that part. We did see you bunny hopping in front of these old white men.
The funny thing was that picture you sent me. Like, yo, why these niggas dressed alike?
Why they dressed alike?
I mean, listen.
Please take note, by the way. In that same picture, nobody else is dressed like that.
Nah, nobody else.
I'm not saying that means what I'm just saying it's weird.
No, it don't. It's weird. But where there's fire, there's smoke. I mean, there like the Usher stuff, before we move on. The Usher stuff. I don't believe Usher has made a comment, which is what the fuck you're supposed to do.
What Meek was supposed to do.
Shit. But
I'm laughing at Chrissy right here.
Bruh.
That last line, that last bit he said.
Yeah.
Bruh.
But yeah, there's fire to that smoke with Usher because there are documented stories about when Usher was underage. He stayed with Diddy because a lot of people don't know Usher's first album. Diddy had him for his first album. That was before Usher got with Jermaine Dupri. So he was staying with Diddy, and there were allegedly some sexual stuff with women, is what is alleged. But Usher was underage at the time, so it was that type of stuff. And when you have that happen, and then you hear all the stuff about Diddy, and then now in this lawsuit is saying that Usher may have, that fits the narrative of a groomer who has made his way. So Diddy is terrible at narrative, and for the longest time he didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So he let it ride. We're not in those times no more. Somebody said something very interesting when the Weinstein stuff happened. They were like, it's only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time.
Before this happens in the music industry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And to be clear for those listening, this happens isn't that these horrible things start happening. No, that these horrible things are revealed.
Already happening. Just revealed. That's all that is a reveal. Bro, it's sick because you got your fair amount of conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Everything about all of that, everybody's success is a latch to being forced to do something. These motherfuckers that believe that. But when we start to see shit like this, you basically give these people credibility when you really shouldn't be. Like, so I have to ask, just about self-accountability, Diddy. Accountability. Why are you doing all that? Let's say that only, like you said earlier, only a fraction of what these motherfuckers are saying is true. Why are you doing all that?
Yeah. I mean, power.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yo, things we don't know, but we know. He's been in several fights.
Yeah.
With other celebrities.
Yeah.
Several.
Yeah. Hey, Drake. What's up, Drake?
Bruh, Drake, J. Cole. There was the whole issue with him and Shine about the shooting. Like, and then this one last thing before we move on. This annoyed me so fucking much because you have the everyday people that are fucking losers that are defending him. Yeah. Talking about, oh, they just try to take a black man down. Let me give you a list. Let me give you a list. let me give you a little bit of a list. A little bit of a list.
Just trying to take the black man down.
Mace is a black man. Black Rob.
Black Rob.
Black man.
The name. Oh, excuse me, stop me. Excuse me. Oh, it's in the name. Black Rob.
Yeah. Mark Curry. Black man.
Mark Curry. I'm related.
These and some, let's just talk about all degrees of shittiness that Diddy has confirmed that Diddy has done. I mean, the members of the band, they were all black.
Nigga.
Who else? Just the things that are confirmed.
Shout out ES, man. Shout
Facts.
out ES. Still bad. Still bad.
Absolutely.
High level. Fuck out of here.
And then when you go to the allegations that existed before the lawsuits and all this other types, like these are all black people that are targets.
All black people that have been targets of Diddy shit. So when you hit me with the whole pro-black stuff, I gotta call you out on the inconsistency.
Right.
Is it pro-black or is it pro-black, rich, powerful celebrity?
That part. Male.
Really, you don't seem to be worrying about all the black people that he harmed.
Mm-hmm.
That are coming out telling you, yo, this nigga ain't right. Yo, this nigga doing this nigga did that. He violated me. And y'all ready to just absolve him of all of those things under the ruling of, well, he's rich and powerful, so they try to do something to him.
Right.
Nah, B.
No, he's rich and powerful, so he can probably get away with doing that thing.
You know who gets first in every ethnic group? You know who gets trampled on the first and violated first? The people that aren't powerful and aren't famous.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
And I'll just end this segment on this. Ain't a human being too talented to be on some bullshit. Ain't a single one that existed.
It ain't one of them. In fact, it's really cringe to use that as a way to inoculate them from doing fuck shit.
Completely unrelated.
Yo, he too talented to be. No, the fuck he not.
Nah.
No, he not.
Nah. Two things can be true.
I'll tell you this though. All the conspiracy heads, all the heads, consider this. Isn't it a lot easier for him to keep your support?
Bruh.
Because he's that, and he knows how y'all react to celebrity.
Absolutely.
All right. Put that, you know,
put that in your pipe and smoke. Okay. Moving on. Week in review.
So I'm gonna go first because I know you got the fuss. The fussing is coming.
Bruh.
No, I know the fussing is coming.
Nigga.
So I kind of want to end on a funny dope note. So I'll start with stuff that could be potentially bad and triggering. Right? So I have not been very transparent about my medical situation because it ain't really nobody but
family
level. But that being said, I do owe a lot to my supporters. They've done a lot to help me just as a brand and all of that. and I've become friends with quite a few of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are tier levels.
I mean, of course.
Would you want to share shits with? So now that I have a better understanding of what's going on with me, I'll share some of it. So the past 2.5, 3 weeks, I've had a cancer scare, right? Where I was having these symptoms and I wasn't sure what it was. So of course I went to the doctor. They ran tests. It took a while to get the results. So I was
That's always the part.
It's always not knowing is the part that drives your anxiety up. But even with that, I still was trying to continue to do some of the same things that I was doing before, because even in these cases, you have to operate a lot of times as if everything is okay, because what if it is? And you shutting down your shit, that you still have these future goals that you're trying to maintain, right? So I had to do certain things differently.
Right.
Maybe I had to reduce some of the stuff. But those things still needed to be done, and I'm still operating. But there was things that I put in place previously that I started trying to enact or put in it just in case this shit wasn't gonna work out in my favor. Right. Everything from the ton of stuff, lore that I've written for Majestic Comics that has not even been released, that is to be released in the future. I gave access to a lot of that shit, stuff that y'all don't know anything about, things that I've written, whole IPs that I've written, to my kids, to make sure that they have that and they have control and ownership over that. Of course, they share ownership with the other owners and Majestic, but my will has them as getting that 33 1/3% of the company, right? So just these things, right? Well, I got the results. The first results, they didn't show anything, but they are not the end all be all results. And I'm still having the symptoms. So I wound up having to get an ultrasound. And after I did the ultrasound thing, I had to wait 2 days to get the results.
Did you ever think like when they offered the ultrasound, did you ever think like, do y'all offer a mega sound?
I was actually thinking about an ultimate sound, but they didn't really have that. You know, so they ain't had that. I said, this is me. You know what I'm saying? I need the ultimate sound, but nah. They only had the ultra. So ultra.
Okay, I guess that'll have to do.
So I had to wait 2 days for that. My anxiety was high. I was calling the doctor, like, did you get the results back, nigga?
Right.
He waited till the end of the day on Wednesday to call me and say, listen, got the results of the ultrasound.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold up. Because you didn't tell me the exact thing that he said. Did he say, listen? Did he start with listen?
Yes.
No,
yes, listen. No, okay, he started with, how you doing, Mr. Taylor? No, that sort of shit. But then when he went in this, to listen.
Oh, no, yo. You can't do that.
I know, right?
What the fuck?
I know, right? He was like, we got the results of the ultrasound. There are no tumors. But you do have a condition. And it's going to be painful for you for a while until it resolves itself. There is a surgery, but we prefer not to do it because a lot of times this resolves on its own. But even in those cases, it's between 6 to 12 months, which is
ridiculous.
It's not the worst case scenario, so I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth, right? But what does that mean for me? The 6 to 12 months. Well, my mobility is extremely restricted at this point. Those of you that have been following my shit for a long time, whether YouTube channel stuff, music stuff, y'all know I'm a hiking ass motherfucker. Like I walks, you dig? And typically I'll go 4 to 6 miles in a clip, right? To get that walk off. That from doing that, I have written entire albums this way, playing the beat in my head, coming up with the bars and the rhymes, and then going home and recording it, fixing it up and recording it and all of that. Same with the comic book stuff. Like I've created entire IPs, at least the synopsis of the IP while on the walks. Or I'm talking to inner circle people and we are doing business stuff or just talking about regular shit. But that's definitely a form of entertainment for me, as well as a form of exercise. Because at 6'1", 243 pounds, if I'm not active, it can go left. It can go left. And I've seen it already. I remember when I wasn't as active and I ballooned up to 260 pounds and shit, right? That's the heaviest I've ever been. So I ain't trying to do that. Man B says, do you write it in your head or do you take a notepad? No, I during that era, the whole era of between Rise of the Infidel and I want to say No Skullduggery, I was writing that shit, most of that shit in my head while I'm on the journey. And then when I get back home, I tighten it up because that doesn't mean it's finished. It just means that I basically know my sections, what I'm trying to, the stuff I'm trying to touch on, the type of rhyme scheme I'm using, the words, all of that. Yeah, I just got to go and tighten it up. So me not being able to do that is like a huge blow, especially since it's about to get warm soon. And like SBJ will tell you, because when you go out, we used to go out and do all of that, the landscape pictures and this, that, and the third. We had to walk distances sometimes. We had drive to the spot, but we had to walk distances to find the locations and go like to waterfall. The time we went to that waterfall, like we got to walk up some shit and do that. So not being able to do that fucking sucks, right? And they told me I do need to still, walk and be active because you got to keep the blood flowing and all of that. Oh wow, Discord has appeared. What up, Discord?
What up?
Like, I tried it the other day. I got like halfway around the block. I was like, nah, B, this ain't that. So I'm on painkillers currently. It's the reason why last week the show wasn't as long as it typically is, because even sitting in this chair here it's a painful endeavor. Even with the painkillers, it's uncomfortable. And then afterwards, it kind of fucks up the painkillers a little bit because now it's not doing the whole nullification of the pain. It's just doing a portion of it and shit. But it's not cancer. So,
I mean, you got it.
I got off, bro. Right. I was considering all my expat dreams, all that shit. Like, damn, I got my family all hyped up to do this shit. Is a nigga gonna be there? You know what I'm saying? To be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, the exercise bike isn't gonna help me either, man, because it's the sitting part. Like that shit.
Right.
That shit is painful, right? But I'll figure it out. Like I got a big backyard. If I gotta walk around that motherfucker, a few times and shit just to get that exercise and whatever, I'll do that. But yeah, this shit kind of puts a crimp in things. So that the fact that I also only told certain people, like for instance, I didn't tell my sister or my mom.
Right. Because why would you do that?
Right. And I also didn't tell my brother Marlon. The reason why is because I didn't know what it was that was wrong. This is my thinking. I didn't know what it was wrong. And I'm already dealing with the anxiety of not waiting for these results. I didn't want my mom, my sister, or brother Marlon to have to do that. One, Marlon just got a pacemaker. He don't need that extra stress. He don't need to do that.
Not at all.
my sister and my mom lost my brother, lost
Mm-hmm.
my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I didn't want them to have to feel that. So when I finally did, I told my mom, once I knew the results, I didn't want to leave them hanging like I don't know what it is yet. Right. So once I knew what it was, I called them and talked to all of them. The impact of people thinking that they could have lost you, you don't really know how people feel until they get that news. Because Marlon did not react to it well. Right? Marlon did not react to it well, which is why I did not say to him, he did not react to that shit well. Because I've known this nigga since I was 11. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sister completely understood why I didn't say anything until I knew what the result was. And she told me she got it. Understandable. And then she says, in a very calm voice,
"You ever do that shit again, I kill you myself."
He said, as long as your asshole point down and your skin remain brown, don't you ever not tell me what's happening with you. Because I understand why you didn't want us to have the anxiety of waiting the results with you. You try to take all of that onto yourself. She said, but I also don't want the rug pulled up under me if it's a really bad result, and then you're coming to me with, hey, I got this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Like I said, she goes on further to say, the only people I have in this world from when I was a kid is mom and you. Dad's gone. Lawrence is gone. Don't play with me like that. I will drive up there and slap a knot on your head. Hey, don't play with me like that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I told her, so noted. So noted. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was that. But like I said, it's not nothing that's gonna take me the fuck away from here, but it is something that's gonna be a level of discomfort I just got to deal with. And if it doesn't resolve itself at the end of that time period, that's when they may talk about doing some surgery or whatever.
Right.
So we'll just have to see how that goes. Also, I had a conversation with my homeboy Felix the other day. Now, yesterday was the 1st of March. This happened to be the month that his brother died last year. So he's going through, what you might expect coming close to this month. And I had a conversation with him. I was like, because I think he was attempting to block or restrain the emotional expression about it. I said, boy, don't do that shit.
That's not healthy.
It's not healthy. And also, it's nothing for you to be ashamed about.
Facts.
Now, Felix is like 2 years older than me. Right. I said, it's nothing for you to be ashamed of. And I know society then told you that you're not allowed to have those feelings and express them in those ways. You got to hold it in and just fuck that. I said, the one thing I didn't learn all these years, besides chasing money, chasing women, chasing prestige, chasing things, material items, what shows you what actually matters is the moment you either lose somebody you care about or that you think you're going to lose somebody you care about. The only thing that actually matters is the relationships you have with people. And yeah, we get on this show every week and tell you how much people absolutely suck. But both things can be true.
1000% both things are true.
People are absolute assholes.
Yes.
But there are sprinkled among you people who even though I know it's coming for all of us, I don't like to think of the idea of not having that person around. The relationships you have with these people matter. And when they pass on, or you pass on, that grief, as bad as it feels, It's the only game in town. And what it does is it's proof of the love you have for that person enduring. As my man Vision said in Avengers, right? It's proof of
that's where quoting movies. A person is smart. People
are dumb,
panicky, dangerous animals.
All again, facts, right? And I told him, I said, don't feel. I told him what I do. I said every for most of the year since my brother passed, every time I think of him, I think of all the funny shit he used to say. And there's no real sadness there. It's only on his birthday, right, where I get fucked up. But I allow myself to be fucked up on his birthday because I need to get it out.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Same with my dad. So I told him basically, man, feel about that the way you need to feel about that. Express that the way you need to express that, and don't let nobody shame you for that shit, and don't let nobody tell you how long it's gonna take, how long. Put a timeline on when you're supposed to heal. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And finally, let me show you guys something. I got you. Hold up. Make sure the sound is.
You about to blow everybody's eardrums?
I'm trying to make sure I don't blow anybody's eardrums. Can y'all hear that? No.
Yeah. Unless that was your background.
No.
Okay.
You don't hear the bird, none of that other stuff?
No.
Yeah. Well, y'all need to. You just need to see.
I mean, okay. Right.
Yeah. Listen. It's gonna let this rock just a little bit. All right. All right. So what you're seeing there is me being today years old when I found out that there are entire YouTube channels dedicated to doing content for cats. As ridiculous as that might sound, when I heard that, I went, I gotta test this out. Here's the thing that's funny. We have 4 cats in here.
Mm-hmm.
Three of the 4 cats were in the room before this motherfucker came in here.
Mm-hmm.
They cared nothing about what was happening on that screen. Nothing. Except for him. Superfly goes over there. He attacks it. I didn't even get all of it. He attacks the screen. He's chasing the birds on the screen. I said, what the fuck? And then I looked at the engagement on these videos. That video right there is a month old. It has 1 million views.
Yep.
There's another video on there that was live streamed. It was still streaming it live. It's like over 1,000 people watching that shit. Or 1,000 cats, I should say, watching that shit, right? And I find out these videos can be monetized. So these people are making money off of apparently what they're doing in a lot of these cases when they're streaming it live is they just set their camera up with a bird feeder somewhere or drop some food or whatever and just wait for the motherfucking animals to come along and they record it and they upload it. No intros, no outros, no commentary, no editing, no transitions, nothing. And I watched this shit and said to myself, what the fuck? So I hit SBJ and go, yo, we had it wrong all these years. We out there in front of the camera, coming with some commentary, doing some interesting shit. We buying all this gear, learning how to edit and do these dramatic cinematic transitions and composition and all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out all the fuck we had to do was take video of shit like this, set it up there, and motherfuckers would come and give it all the engagement in the world. I'm mad.
I mean, yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
Mad is an understatement.
Here's the thing. I'm still alive.
Facts.
I'm going to do one of these channels, and motherfuckers better come and support it. Put your cat in front of it. Because these people getting ad revenue for doing the least amount of work I've ever seen somebody do on here. Surely we can too. Like multi-world entertainment should be financed off of shit like that. What the fuck?
Facts.
It is absolutely, and I'm putting this out there just so people like my audience. YouTube is a multiverse full of niches that you haven't even heard of yet. And a lot of them don't take a lot of labor to do.
Yeah.
Man, if y'all don't go out there and get you some money, go out there and get you some goddamn money.
Sound argument.
And that's my week.
I mean, is it really though?
It is though. It really is.
Oh, okay. I've been wrong before. Bruh. Okay.
Hey, Biddy said, every time I watch funny cat videos, I think of the chaos in Tomb's house.
I mean, no shit. Pretty sure everybody can relate to that. All right, so I don't even know where to start. Okay. Saturday. We had another one of those all-nighters. This time I didn't have a 13-hour day ahead of me, so that was cool. This nigga Fab hit the group chat. We rallied on him at like 10:30 p.m. We did not leave his house until like 7. We just shot the shit. I told them about all of the car shenanigans. We ended up getting into things from Fab in my past that the other people in the group didn't know about, and we were both surprised that we had never had these conversations. It was a great time. Literally, I mean, come on now. Literally, the best thing about going a long time without shenanigans with the ones with which you shenan is getting back together and relaying the results of the solo shenanigans.
Facts. That's facts.
I mean,
facts.
I know we alluded to this, and I can say that pretty much every episode because we often allude to this. Why do humans just make shit harder? So just Chris's birthday is Monday.
Okay.
He came in town this past week. He initially asked me if I wanted to go see Madam Web. I told him I wouldn't be caught dead in a theater watching that movie. The sheer number of good faith actors and people whose taste in movies I generally agree with have spoken about how terrible
it is bad, bro.
That movie is. Seriously, I saw someone who does not speak negatively about movies say it was the worst superhero movie they have ever seen.
Especially the ending, like the third act. Oh my! What are they doing?
Damn it! This brings a tangent to mind. I saw some actress who I'm not familiar with. I don't know her name. I think it says she was cast to play Hawk Girl in the next Superman movie.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
She said that the reason The reason
Mm.
Madam Web flopped was the same reason that the Marvels flopped.
I saw that too.
Misogyny. Now, first of all, the Marvels is the highest grossing black woman directed movie ever. While it still would not be considered a box office success,
No,
I think there are additional factors there.
there's a lot of them.
But moving back to Madam Web, two things can be true about a movie. I know this is going to confuse some of you. Try to keep up. A movie can star mostly women and be woman focused and have a woman director
Mhm.
and still not be a good movie.
Yeah, it's within the realm of
Yeah, it's possible.
y'all.
Just like I've long maintained that a movie can replace all those times I said woman with the word black
Yes,
and still not be a good movie.
bro. I've watched bad black movies.
Nigga.
Like,
I digress. Chris told me he wanted to hook up while he was here. I asked him how long he was going to be here. He gave me the days. I asked him what he was doing Thursday.
Mhm.
He asked
Keep
me,
going, by the way, I can hear you.
He asked me why. Sir, what do you mean why? We started this conversation with you saying you wanted to get together while you were in town. Why do you think I'm asking you about your availability? Okay. When I said Thursday, he asked why. I told him that was when I was available. He then asked me what I was doing Saturday evening. I told him what I was doing Saturday evening. He said, "Oh, okay, we can hang out Thursday." What? Like, why did you make that unnecessarily complicated? That was a really quick and easy conversation that we could have had. Anyway, he decided on bowling. Cool. The day of, he called me. He was with one of our other cousins, Aaron's brother, Twan. Just Chris asked which location I wanted to go to. I said Woodlawn. That's always been my favorite location. This is out of conversation because they were together. Chris called me. Woodlawn's always been my favorite location. This side of conversation went. Twan says, "Can we go to Pikesville?" I said, "I'm not going all the way to Pikesville." Twan said, "Can we go to Catonsville?" I asked, "What's wrong with Woodlawn?" Twan doesn't answer. Chris says, "All right, we're going to Woodlawn." Okay. We were originally supposed to meet at 7. Chris was like, "Can we do 7:30?" I'm like, "Cool, no problem." Like, "All right, I'll be there at 7:30. 7 comes. Chris like, "Yo, Twan getting dressed. It's probably gonna be closer to like 8. All right. About 10, 15 minutes later, Aaron calls me, "Yo, Chris is still at Twan house." Why is Chris still at Twan? Never mind. So about Twan. All right, Discord. About Twan. He's definitely a character. He's always playing and joking. He says a lot of things that don't make sense, but it's hard to tell when he's actually being serious. He's also often oblivious to things. For example, when they pulled up, Aaron said that he saw my car. Twan said he thought I had a white car. Ladies and gentlemen, not only have I had my current car for going on 8 years, but I have also never had a white car. Actually, I don't believe I've ever driven a white car. But anyway, we get to the Woodlawn location. and the bowling alley is packed. But I saw at least 4 vehicles come and park, and with several people in each of them, and go in between the time that we were supposed to be there and the time that they actually got there. So had they been on time, we probably would have got a lane there. So at this time, again, Twan is again pushing Pikesville. Here's my issue with Pikesville. We have 2 major bowling franchises in Baltimore, AMF and Bolero. Bolero bought out AMF some time ago. So it's really one big chain. The thing is, though, from my limited experience and research, at least the local ones, Bolero is more of a family-friendly thing, where AMF is more official, I guess, or league-like. The noticeable difference isn't about the ambience or the crowd or anything. It's the lanes themselves. Bolero oils their lanes differently than AMF does. And I wasn't about to go waste my money at Bolero. I've done enough of that several times, going to Bolero as a last ditch effort of a group trip to go bowling, and then I can't really bowl the way that I'd normally bowl because their oil pattern is different than what I'm used to. So I end up not getting the most out of spending money. And bowling has gotten expensive. When we was coming up, when we were coming up and going bowling all the time, like we used to go bowling like every weekend. Back then, it was like late night bowling, like Rocket Bowl. Back then, it was like $20 got you unlimited games from like 10 to 2 or something like that. Now, me and Chrissy was going to go bowling a little while ago. I think it was like for 3 games, it was like $70 or some shit like that. So yeah, bowling's gotten expensive. So again, I wasn't about to go waste my money again at another Bolero. The other closest AMF to where we were was in Linthicum. So we go there, and it's only they only got duck pin lanes. Like we walk in, the people ask us, can they help us? We're like, all right, can we want to get a lane? So all right, hold on, the person's coming out. She comes out, she sees my bowling bag, and she's like, oh, you can't use those here. And then I look, and I'm like, oh, every single lane is duck pin. We were not interested in duck pin. Twan was still trying to push going to a Bolero. Me and Aaron were both done with the whole thing. And we both had to work in the morning. So Twan was dead set on going to this Bolero. As we're talking,
did you say $70?
For when we were going to go, I looked on the website for the 2 of us to play 3 games, which is including shoes. It was like $71.85 or some shit like that.
What they blame it on? Is the supply chain fucking with them too?
Bro, listen. That shit expensive as fuck now, bro. I think they don't do Rocket Bowl no more. I think they do like certain nights where they might have some type of deal, but no, the day that we were going,
yeah,
no, it was going to be like $71.
They're bugging
for the 2 of us, nigga. That's why we ain't go. So like I said, Twan was still dead set on going to this Bolero. Mm-hmm. So as we're talking about switching planes, he said out of his mouth, yo, y'all understand, I prepared for this. As he pulled out 4 gift cards for food at Bolero.
Y'all don't understand.
He was presenting this as if this was some grand gesture that he made.
He thought he was going to pull that out, and y'all was going to be like, oh.
Right. Like, nigga, what? We came out of the house expecting to spend money. What are you? So He's like,
Y'all niggas don't
presenting
know
this
about
is
this.
some grand gesture that would have been wasted had we said no. And I'm like, yo, you know, you could just put those back in your pocket and take them back in the house, right? Like, it's really that simple. This wasn't some extraordinary thing that you had to go through in order to. No, you happen to have the gift cards and you brought them with you. Like, what? What are we talking about? So we ended up getting something to eat. Actually, funny enough, I got a little PTSD because the place that we went, I think I parked in the same spot that the week before my car had to get towed from.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And it was a good time catching up with the boys though.
Always is.
Yes, and all yeah, that was cool. Next, Creative Justin EP still streaming, available on Bandcamp. Soul Sessions still streaming on all platforms. Deluxe version available on Bandcamp. That's in addition to all the singles and all that other shit that's just out there. Go run all of our numbers up. Go run them up. We would greatly appreciate it. Still doing the TikTok thing.
At that price for bowling, I'd stay home and grab a few bottles out of recycling and get
gotten back to working on the acoustic project, but I've changed the scope of what it was. At first, I was going to do an acoustic version of Soul Sessions,
right?
But then I realized I have a decent amount of released songs that I put out before I learned certain things.
Facts.
So I'll be going through songs that I've done and giving them that treatment. Again, most will have, the vast majority of them will have differences from what was released already, outside of just quality. Like, there'll be creative differences to the vast majority of them. And I'm not gonna promise this, but I'm pretty sure this particular project will have new songs as well. Me and Chrissy podcast. To be clear, when I said March, didn't mean March 1st.
Of course.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. Right. Yeah, when I said March, I didn't mean March 1st. I think we're still on track.
Obviously meant March 2nd. So what's
nigga, no. So
gotcha.
So I think we're still on track there. I'm pretty sure we're still on track there. All right, work. Well, first of all, specifically, I think that it's been a while since I had a story about work that was directly about a gripe about the customer service part.
Answer this. Answer this. Answer what man said.
No. Facts have changed, but my feelings, my attitude about it, no.
With me, yes.
Well, you.
When I was way younger and way angrier, I will never release because I don't feel that way anymore. And besides that, fuck that. No,
here's again, it's been a while since I had something that was specifically about a gripe of the customer service side of IT. And here's a short one. I get a call from an unknown number on my cell phone. Well, my new phone has the Google AI call screening. Of course. So I use that shit all the time.
You got an Ultra?
Anytime. No, I got the Pixel 8 Pro.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So I use that shit every time I have a call I don't know. They're like, oh, screen. So it introduces itself. It asks what the call is about, and it transcribes the conversation. And so I can see in real time what the person says.
Right.
Once it starts talking, though, so far, all bad faith actors tend to hang up before it finishes talking. Yes. They don't even usually respond.
That's perfect.
So in this instance, the person hung up. So I just thought it was another spam call. 15 seconds later, my work phone at my desk rings. It was a manager at one of the jobs. Now, at this point, I know that it was her that called my cell phone. She's not really technologically inclined. The screening assistant probably scared the hell out of her.
Probably
made her think she had the wrong number. She tells me that her monitor is not coming on. I asked her what brand it is. She says Planar. Well, that's not what she actually said, but that's what I deciphered from what she was trying to say.
Okay.
My next question was if it was square. Reason being that we used to have a bunch of this particular model of planar monitors that were square, and they had this bug where they needed to be reset. We don't have many, if any, in service anymore, right. But there's still probably 2 or 3 somewhere. She said, yes, it's a square. I said, okay, I know what this is. She said, I asked her if the lights were blinking orange. That's a sign that it needs to be reset. She said there are no lights at all. I said, oh, okay.
That's different.
I told her I would see what we had in stock and bring her a monitor. Mm-hmm. I get there. Not only was nothing wrong with the monitor, it was just unplugged. But apparently, I need to re-educate, or in some cases, educate people on geometry. Okay, so every square is a rectangle.
Yes.
Every rectangle is in fact not a square.
Right.
A rectangle is just any 4-sided shape with all right angles. The distinction with a square is that the sides all have equal length. Because clearly she doesn't know the difference between a square and a rectangle. It was absolutely not the model that she told me it was. So that was a short customer service.
Annoying.
But this next one. So looking for new management software. I absolutely, man, it said long square. Looking for new management software. Before this process, this had not ever really been something I contemplated.
Okay.
I absolutely hate salesmen.
The tracks.
100%.
The tracks.
The fact that I am in a position at my job to kind of run point on this particular project is cool. That's cool. But dealing with these salesmen is the most annoying thing in the world.
Mostly because I think everything that comes out of their mouth a lot of the times just feels disingenuous. You trying to get the sale. I think as long as I know that your whole goal here is to make a sale, it makes it hard for me to. But
also, just shut up and listen to what I'm telling you. If this is not a cold call situation where you're just randomly reaching out to people, that means that we have interest. But our interest is surrounded by a need.
Right.
Shut up and listen to what we need so you know if you can actually do it or not.
I think good salespeople know this.
Yes, good salespeople do know this. In a way, it feels how it feels to me when I'm dealing with a tech support person for something at work. Every now and then, I'll get a good one who, when I tell them that I'm IT, they behave as such. The rest of them still want to go over whatever script they have and tell me super obvious and insignificant things. I am IT. I don't need you to tell me where the power switch is. I need you to diagnose the modem, send me a line signal so that I can go along with my day.
Yeah.
Because I have noticed through trial and error that when you send the line signal, it fixes the problem. That's all I need from you. I had the experience.
Because I am IT.
That's it. That's it. Anyway, and I used the line test for that is a super old problem we used to have years ago where our Comcast modem, no, was it Comcast? Yeah, our Comcast modems they would have connectivity issues every now and then, and literally you call Comcast, you get them to do a line test, they do the line test, and the shit starts working. I would have some people that would, hey, I'm IT, we've had this problem with other of our properties. We just need you to send a line test. If you can send that line test, it usually starts working. If you could do that, that would be great. And they say, okay, cool.
First of all, the plug, the power setting is right over on this side. And
right. Yo, some of them will literally try to walk me through troubleshooting steps. I'm like, no, do the fucking line test.
So let me ask you this. When the call begins, you inform them your IT.
Yes, 100%.
It's some bullshit, bro.
And some of them would still try to walk me through all these basic rudimentary troubleshooting steps. I've done all of that. I just need you to send the line test. If you send the line test and it doesn't fix it, then I'm happy to go through step 1 through 100 with you. But can we just do the fucking anyway? So here's a tip for anyone who has to explain something to someone in the field.
Spreading the stupid.
I mean, listen. Here's a tip to anyone who has to explain something to someone who is in a field that you expect or they tell you they are knowledgeable in. Save the super obvious shit for last. You don't risk offending anyone. You don't risk annoying anyone. And if you have to make it back to the simple stuff, you control them a little bit.
Yeah.
You control them a little bit at that point because, but that's depending on the situation and the relationship, of course. But I talk to those people and I tell them exactly what I want, and they just react in the dumbest ways. The only acceptable response to someone telling you exactly what they need is expressing whether you think you can provide that or not, or asking them to explain in further detail.
Right.
Is that what I've been getting? No.
What have you been
getting? There are a couple things that are non-starters with what we're trying to buy that we keep running into. And I like to lay that out there immediately in order not to waste anybody's time. My job has a custom-made software that we use for accounting.
Right.
We do not want a solution that forces us to use their accounting system because it would just be double work for us because we have our own.
Right.
I set up a call with one company. I expressed to them that very thing. And I emphasize that we are not looking to, nor are we willing to, replace our current accounting situation. Their response? Well, we're an accounting company. Now, wait. That answer would be acceptable if they had said that and we parted ways. If they said, well, we are an accounting company, so maybe we might not be able to help you. Right. That would have been acceptable.
Right.
I might feel a way if they were just that short.
You knew going in that they were an accounting company, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So that annoys me.
That annoys me. Bro, don't give me anyway. I might have felt the way if they were that short, but at least I could take that as them saying we aren't compatible.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. What you need, we ain't doing that for you. So
okay, cool. Thank you. Have a nice day. But no, in this situation, the conversation was, well, we're an accounting company. How about I get you on the phone with this other person, another person in their company? I say, well, we aren't looking to have to use your system to do our accounting. So I'm not sure what you could do for us.
Right.
He says, well, the call with this other person would be just to get you guys familiar with each other.
Huh?
So I told them no.
Yeah. Why would you? What? How does that help you?
At the point that I wrote this note, they had called back 4 times. But wait, there's more. During this 4 times, in the last voicemail that they left, the guy said, quote, "I'm sorry we've missed you and we've missed our last 2 scheduled calls." Sir, those calls were never scheduled with me. Also,
so they basically trying to force you.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, some of this was when I was out, like not in the office. It's insane. Then they started calling and emailing random people at my company.
Nah, yo.
I can't make this shit up.
Nah.
So funny enough, up to this point, this was all I was supposed to talk about it last week, but more has happened since then.
Right.
Eventually, these random calls and emails reached my boss, and she was just as annoyed as I was. I have long been intrigued by these examples of passive-aggressive professional arguing via email, but I never really had a chance to engage in it. Here was my time.
I have.
Here was my time.
Yeah, buddy.
I decided to send them an email. The initial guy. I decided to send him an email. I had ChatGPT write me an email to send back to him. My boss read the email and approved of it. And I sent it. Here's the email. I trust this message finds you well. Please be advised that I have been away. Oh, facts, Mike. Oh, bruh. The sun dimmed a little bit. The wind started swirling. There was this very specific chord of music that kept repeating itself. Anyway, I said, I trust this message finds you well. Please be advised that I have been away from the office for a period. During this time, we have observed a notable increase in communication attempts, including calls and emails directed towards my colleagues. At this juncture, we are not in a position to pursue new engagements or initiatives. As such, I respectfully request a pause on further communications to our team. Should our interest or capacity to engage change in the future, we will initiate contact with and through those individuals who have explicitly agreed to such communications. Thank you for your understanding and for respecting our current stance.
Basically, you said all that to say, stop stalking me, motherfucker.
I mean, so I sent that to the initial guy. Mm-hmm. The guy that he was trying to get me to talk to responded.
Ain't that some shit?
He says, I appreciate your response. I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry. I skipped. He said, okay, hold up. I got to go into my email. I grabbed the wrong one. He said, blah, 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 inbox from, wait a second.
Mike said you put on black shades and the glow of badassery envelops you.
Wait, did I send it? I might. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I'm about to say, hold up. Okay. So, this.
Chrissy said, now you have to say, per my last email.
Bruh. I was thinking about that too. So he said,
all the things she said, he said.
He said, hi, James. Thanks again for taking the time to speak with such and such earlier this month.
You didn't want
to I understand reaching out to your colleagues may have created some confusion, and I apologize for that. Following your initial call with such and such, we were scheduled for 2 introductory meetings, which we understand couldn't happen due to your schedule. When we didn't connect, I was left to wonder whether your company was truly evaluating, and this is when I started to reach out to other stakeholders. Moving forward, to avoid similar situations in the future, I'd appreciate establishing a clear communication plan and contact point within your team. I would be happy to schedule a follow-up call next week to ensure we are on the same page and discuss how to best proceed. Thank you for your consideration. What'd you say about my mama? So, here's what I typed up to send back.
So passive-aggressive.
Oh, nigga. I enjoy it because I don't often get to be passive aggressive. This is what I typed back. I appreciate your response.
As per my last email.
No. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he told you. I accepted / confirmed one phone call through email on 2/7/24. I missed the phone call due to being away from the office. At no other point did I accept / confirm any other scheduled phone call or meeting. I see there were calendar invites sent to me. However, I never accepted / confirmed any of them. I see that you sent an email saying that you, quote, scheduled time with me twice the previous week on 2024. Again, I did not accept / confirm any time to communicate. You actually confirmed that in your email you sent me on 2/15/2024. Establishing a clear communication plan requires a confirmation, which I never gave either of you outside of that first day contact. Again, at this juncture, we are not in a position to pursue new engagements or initiatives. As such, I respectfully request a pause on further communications to our team. Should our interest or capacity to engage change in the future, we will initiate contact with and through those individuals who have explicitly agreed to such communications. Now,
and then you ended it with nigga.
Listen. I didn't send that one, right?
Oh, damn.
The reason I didn't send that one, I'm gonna wait and see if he tries this aggressive shit again. Before I send this one, mainly because I don't know if my boss will approve of this wording. And if I'm gonna risk getting fussed at, it's got to be worth it.
Facts.
I don't think she has the penchant for pettiness that I do. Some might hear this.
Who doesn't like pettiness?
I mean, listen. Some might hear this and think it's a waste of time. Allow me to assure you that being petty, providing receipts, and clapping back with a light side of trolling are things that take me no time at all to accomplish. I promise you. So moving to the other company, the company that we're actually currently talking to try to fix this solution, to get a solution to this problem. They seem more promising than any other I've talked to before to this point. And they had made it to a point of scheduling a third call. We've done the intro / filling out convo. We've done the live demo. The next call was a technical details and capabilities conversation. As long as everything they were saying to us was true, this may have been our best shot at getting exactly what we wanted. But the point guy is so damn annoying. You can tell he's reading from scripts. He repeats himself. He does this false assurance thing. I made the mistake of telling him how we chose, it's true. But see, here's the thing. When I'm considering whether to be petty or not, I'm only considering the people on my side of the argument.
Facts.
I'm not considering the people on the other side. I don't give a fuck how they feel about pettiness.
Fuck that.
This kind of might be our best shot at getting exactly what we want. But like I said, you can tell he's reading from scripts. He repeats himself. He does this false assurance thing. I made this mistake of telling him how close we were to going with a competitor of his. The reason I told him that was the same reason why I tell tech support that I'm IT.
Right.
It was to let you know I've done the necessary work.
Right. So to quote Michael Jackson, just leave me alone.
Bruh. Like, I was hoping that he would understand how versed I am in this kind of dance that we're about to do. He, however,
did not.
He, however, takes every opportunity to tell me how much better this software is than the other one. That's not a factor. You're not selling me. Your job is not to sell at this point.
Right, right.
At least to sell against your competitor. That's not your job. I've already gone through this with that particular competitor.
Right.
We aren't using them. You don't need to upsell us against them. It's not whatever. So he still takes every opportunity to tell us how much his software is better than the other software, and how any particular feature is the one that made company XYZ choose them over the other one.
Right.
He also keeps asking why the deal fell through. And when I say he keeps asking, I don't mean he's trying to pry an answer out of us and we don't want to give it to him. I mean, I gave him the exact answer the first time he asked.
He's still asking.
And he keeps finding different ways to ask the same exact question.
That shit crazy. That shit crazy.
So we have the third.
Fuck.
We have the third meeting. We had it scheduled for Wednesday. Tuesday, he cold called me. I didn't answer because I didn't recognize the number.
Right.
Then he sent an email. Not an email telling me what he wanted, but an email telling me that he wanted something and asking me if I had a minute to call him. So we get on the phone, and his questions were for me to repeat 3 things that I've several times told him to this point, and to ask me if our developer had any specific questions so that we could be as efficient as possible in the upcoming communication. So you played phone tag with me and sent a vague email with the goal of being more efficient?
Of course he did.
Why couldn't you just ask that question in the email?
It's absurd, bro. Isn't this a spinoff of why are you texting me to elicit a response instead of just texting me what you want?
Tell me what you want. Yeah. So a couple of days later, he emailed me asking if I was able to get the questions that he asked for. Sir, if I had the fucking questions, I would have sent them to you.
Shit is ridiculous, bro.
I didn't even respond to him. Like, I promise you, I have no desire to drag this process out any longer than it has to be. That's one thing that you can guarantee. I want this shit over with. Ultimately, I want it to be a success, but in the event that it's not, let's cut our losses.
Facts.
I have to go elsewhere and find what I need.
Right.
So the day of the meeting, he again calls me. The day of the meeting. Mind you, this isn't like the meeting was at like 3:00 p.m. The meeting was scheduled for 11:00 a.m. Right. Why are you calling me at 9? To ask the same question.
It's absurd.
I didn't catch his this time. I didn't ignore his call. I just didn't catch this call.
Right.
He left the voicemail. Sir, it is the day of. Anything I ask you now would just be an extra and unnecessary interaction. Because we're about to be on this meeting.
Especially since the unnecessary interaction was what you were trying to avoid in the first
place. I don't know if his people be harping on him or whatever the case is. I don't know. During this meeting,
that could be a factor.
Yeah, absolutely. During this meeting, he again asked why it didn't work out with the last company we tried to work with. This was the 7th time during this process that he asked that. As a matter of fact, during this meeting, at one point, my boss said to him, hey, yeah, this is the reason why it didn't work out with that other company, and spelled out exactly why. 5 minutes later, no bullshit, he asked again.
Crazy.
After the meeting, he sent the information he was supposed to send. He sent a calendar invite to the next meeting. And he fucking called me. Of course I didn't answer.
Of course you did.
He then sent an email asking if I had time for a call. I was just in a Zoom meeting with you for a half hour. What else is there for us to talk about at this point? Especially since neither of us are the ones who are making the big decisions.
Right.
That's been made abundantly clear. I'm doing what my job is, and it's not to make the decisions that would appease a salesperson. My biggest issue with these aggressive salesmen is that I can't be my type of aggressive back.
I know. Yeah. Especially because you're dealing with the job, right?
This is work, right? So I can't do and say the things that I would normally do in response to being irritated to the level at which you are irritating me. And that scuffs my Timbs. Next, an update for Steven from Django.
Hey, yo.
This Steven from Django head ass nigga done gotten his feeling.
Oh, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen.
He's arrived at his fifis. So I told y'all how he be shucking and jiving. Well, I also mentioned how he has the propensity to play too much. But I only talked about that in reference to me.
Yeah.
He does this with a lot of people in the office. Pretty much anyone who he doesn't think he'll get in trouble for playing with, he'll play with. But again, what up, DJ? He goes too far. I've long and often told him to cut that shit out. I know him from way back when I was doing grounds work. That was a much looser environment.
Mm-hmm.
There was much less opportunity for anybody to get in trouble if somebody took something the wrong way, because the amount of work that you would have had to do to report this incident to someone who would matter was not worth it when we could just have the conversation face to face.
Right.
So you would be less likely to get in trouble in that environment, and that's where he come. Like I said, that's where I know him from. He behaves, at least with me. I can't 100% say for anybody else, even though I see him playing with other people. But he still behaves that way with me, as if we're still in that environment. Nigga, we're in an office building.
Yeah, you need to chill the fuck out.
This ain't the same situation.
Read the room,
bruh. Read the building. So this nobody is telling you to be dry, but certain things just aren't appropriate in an office setting.
At very least, bro.
Bruh, certain things aren't appropriate in an office setting, and every person doesn't have the time nor the temperament to play with you every day. Like, there's people in here that are stressed about their job, and there is a level, there's a parabola, there's the upward side of the parabola is you're easing their stress, you're making their day go quicker. But the downward side of that parabola is you're being annoying, you're getting in the way, you're delaying them from being able to do their work.
Mm-hmm.
So I've mentioned issues I've had with him complaining or asking me to do extra shit to make his job easier. The biggest example is there's a bin for recyclables that's right behind my chair. So whenever I have to open something or whatever, I take the box, break it down, throw it in the bin. Hey man, can you not put that stuff in the bin because it looks like I'm not doing that?
Is that how you
no? Hold on. No. I can't do him. I can't do a good impression of him. But that's how it sounds to me. That's the energy it gives to me. Hey man, cause you get this big cause I did. And my response every single time is no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to
stop. That by now.
Bruh, I'm not going to stop putting the recyclables where they belong.
Yeah, but it makes
what the fuck is wrong with you? It makes it look like I ain't do my job. I don't give a fuck how you think it makes it look. The people you're worried about rarely ever come in this room.
Right.
On top of that, the worst thing that would happen is, and again, I know these people, I've been working with them for over a decade. The worst thing that would happen is, hey, did such and such come by yet? Oh no, he ain't been here yet.
Right.
Very simple, easily taken care of. No, he ain't been here yet.
Not that big of a deal, sir.
Not a deal at all. So there have also been times when he would act like he wasn't going to do something that was absolutely his job. Now, in those situations, I just threaten him with a little fake violence, or I tell him I'm gonna tell my boss, and then he does what he's supposed to do. This doesn't bother me because, one, I don't spend that much time downtown. the vast majority of the time at work, I'm in the field. So I don't really be down there the whole day. So the downtown of it all is usually not that stressful to me. So I'm cool with the plan and having shit the day go by quicker and all that other shit. I'm cool with all that. But because of our history, also is another reason why I let him get away with that shit. So because I don't really mind it that much. Like, in no way is he a threat to me. If there was ever a real situation where something really needed to get done, and I expressed to him that it really needs to get done, if he doesn't listen, I have no problem letting my boss know that it was his fault. Like, I'm not about, here's the thing, I'm not about to get in trouble for this shit. And that's what I say to him. Like, whenever I'm serious about it, I don't threaten violence. I don't threaten snitching. I say to him, bruh, this doesn't affect me. If you don't do this thing, it's your ass. Yeah. So,
and you figure he's very self-motivated when it comes to some shit that might get himself in trouble.
Right.
So, yeah.
Hey, can you do this? No, I ain't do. All right, don't. It's that simple. I'm not, because I'm not about to go back and forth. If we're not joking, I'm not going back and forth with you. I
ain't going back and forth with you, niggas. Living my best
life. So my supervisor was not my supervisor. Had one of those types of situations with him. They're pretty friendly. They joke and she seems to not mind most of the time. But he did one of those things where he was acting like he wasn't going to do what he was supposed to do, or he was trying to get them to do more than
liking that
was necessary. Like one of their jobs. I don't even know their whole job, everything that fits into their duties. But one of the things is transporting paperwork and files and shit from person to person.
Right.
So she was like, hey, well, no, I think somebody else in my department had asked him, hey, can you take this downstairs to such and such? Mm-hmm. And he like, no, put their name on it and go put it out in the hallway. Mind you, you're standing right here. You're not busy because you were just here shooting the shit.
Yeah, that's a power play.
Bruh, like, if you're playing, this isn't a funny joke. We're talking about work at this point.
Yeah.
If you're not playing, you wildin'. So my supervisor made it clear that she wasn't playing at this point.
And this is a direct order. She shouldn't have had to do that, by the way.
I mean, she shouldn't have had to do that. It shouldn't have got that far. Right? So after like I said, it was absolutely a responsibility of his. And he was basically saying he wasn't going to do it. So she mentioned the issue to a supervisor, but she was just saying it to vent. She wasn't trying to get him in trouble. Right. And because, again, here's the flip side of it, which is probably a part of where he gets this confused. Yes, we work in an office setting. However, as I keep bringing up, we are still a small company. So, like, all that shit that people will be saying online, like, I have awareness, right? So all that shit people be saying online about that company not a family, all that family bullshit they talking about, blah, 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 blah. That applies to most jobs. Smaller companies, some of that actually is true.
That's true.
Some of that actually applies. We absolutely are a family company.
Right.
The vast majority of people that have worked throughout this company are because of nepotism.
Right.
Like, not that they're not qualified, but
they got the opportunity to be in
right
because of
absolutely.
Yeah.
So like even in my department, every single person that works in my department is related to at least 3 other people who have worked for the company. Like, trying
to say your company is inbred? Is that what you?
I mean, call it what you want, my guy. I ain't gonna fight about it. So like that, there is a part of that to where in a bigger company, corporate America, that conversation that she had with his supervisor, there would have been no point of her saying that, except unless she was trying to get him in trouble.
Facts.
Unless she was trying to get accountability. That wasn't what was happening. She was literally just venting to the guy, and he happened to be his supervisor.
Right.
At the end of the conversation, she said to him, because he was like, I've had other complaints.
Ooh.
He said, do you want me to say something? He said, no, I do not want you to say anything to him. I was just venting. Well, what we think happened, we think he overheard the conversation.
Yeah.
Because we noticed that he hadn't been his playful self last week. And she told me after she noticed it, she went back to his supervisor and asked, like, did you talk to him? And he was like, no, I didn't say nothing to him. So we think he overheard. Yeah, we think he overheard it.
Funny about that is I'm envisioning in my mind the conversation between her and the other dude and him in some back room or behind the door line.
No, listen, here's the thing. I've been at that job, specifically in the position that I'm in, for 16 years. I'm aware of how my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, how she goes about behaving while at work. This woman will, even somebody she doesn't necessarily like, she will give the benefit of the doubt unless it's a direct 100% indisputable issue that's affecting negatively something.
Right.
But with stuff like this, like, even though, yes, it was work, yes, he should have just done it, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the biggest deal in the world. And it happens to be somebody that she likes, she's friendly with. So that's not her. She not, but so this nigga.
She probably needs it to be her, though.
I mean, to be fair, yes. No, she told me she felt bad. I said, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I said, he will be fine. Yo, this nigga been walking around moping and not talking to us.
You're too old for that shit, man.
Now, I don't know what the fuck I did, but it's a welcome surprise for me.
You listen, I'm gonna tell you what you did.
I wasn't even there when it happened.
Don't even matter. What he's done is conflated. See, when shit like this take place, he obviously overheard this shit. When shit like this take place, a person like him will let that fester and say, oh, if that's how they want to play it, then I know who my real such and such people are.
Bruh.
And then he starts thinking about all the other conversations that he's had with you. And maybe the smallest indication of the sting you had for him that he did not notice then.
Right.
Going back over the conversation, he might.
No, it's possible. But okay, let me be clear. It's not that he's not talking to me at all. It's just that he isn't doing all the playful shit while I'm in my department. While we're in her presence, and nigga, it is refreshing.
I'm about to say, you fixed them. Congrats.
Oh my God, it is so refreshing. I ain't do it, but it is refreshing. Like, there was an instance where he was literally a foot away from her for a good minute because he was tending to something by my desk and she and I were having a conversation and he never said a single word.
Love it.
Bro!
Love it.
And it couldn't happen to a better person. Not that I think he's a bad person. It's just that he spends all this time talking about how soft people are and they need thicker skin and all this other shit.
Now his feet.
Well, now his feet hurt. You need to toughen up and understand that you were in the wrong, sir. Now, unfortunately, This might not last long because yesterday she was like she still feels bad.
No.
And she's going to talk to him.
No.
And I'm like, when she first said it, I was like, no. He will be fine. He absolutely deserves the situation he's in. He didn't get in trouble.
Yo, I feel like at these points she needs she needs to be talked to and shown how this is not that big of a deal. She's somebody to come in and really listen, he's fine. And I'm fine.
Right.
Like, I understand
like, this is an amazing situation right now.
Like I understand.
Let's milk this for a little bit.
I don't know how long this will last. But what I do know is if you go over there and make it okay for him to do this again,
right,
immediately an hour later, he'll be bothering the fuck
out. And you.
I need a break. Like even the strongest of us.
Bruh. Yo, this past week was amazing. So the funny thing is I noticed something was awry before she told me what happened.
You know, something was Angela Rye. Yes.
Listen, so I walked up to the building, and normally when I walk up to the building, he's standing outside with his supervisor. When I walked up to the building, he was outside by himself. Now, my immediate, because I ain't know nothing at that point, my immediate thought was, oh, his supervisor must be off today.
No.
Then later on, I saw his supervisor. And I also realized that I hadn't seen this nigga again. He hadn't been spending any time in my department.
So lovely.
What's going on? Then the next day is when she told me everything that happened. I'm like,
you realize what happened. You fixed him. Don't go.
Okay.
Do not listen. He's a broken China doll, right?
Bruh.
And y'all finally got the pieces together. Y'all sealed some of the cracks, even though some of them are showing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not. And now he's fragile.
Yeah.
He's fragile.
Yeah.
Don't break him again because I don't want to deal with that.
And the thing is, he's alluded to this before. He's like, not with anybody specific, but he's before said things like, oh, well, everybody want to be so serious all the time. You know, I joke to make the day go by. But if somebody got a problem with this, I cannot talk to nobody. You think that's a threat?
That's a threat, yo. He thought that was yo.
You think that's a threat?
Anything?
No, we want you to do your job. Like I said, those of us who do play with you are doing so to make the day go by. Cool. Everybody ain't in that position, and even those of us who are don't feel like that all day.
Right.
Not all day, every day. Like, chill out, my guy.
Also, honestly, sir, this needs to be a mutual agreement,
bro.
So the day might be going by quicker for you for doing it, but what if you're annoying me? It makes my day go by slower. So I what I'm going to just respectfully request is you're doing such a great job. That's what needs to happen. That's what happened. He needs to be told how great of a job he's doing right now.
Facts.
Because
give him some positive reinforcement.
Because right now he think he punishing people, right?
Right.
That's what he think. But if your supervisor is not your supervisor, goes up to him like, you are doing excellent now.
Well, okay. So what she did say is after I reiterated like he is fine and he will be, she was like, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just say my piece. And whatever he feels after that is whatever he feels. I'm not gonna like go too far into trying to convince him. Yeah, no. She said I'm gonna say my piece, and whatever happens at that is whatever. I said, okay, that makes sense. I get that you feel bad about the situation because not about how he's behaving necessarily, but you feel like he feels you were talking about him behind his back. Blah blah. I get that. I get that aspect of it. So for that aspect of it, all right, cool. I understand. That makes sense. I don't like it, but I get it.
I get it too.
And there are other people in the company in the building that are a little more timid, a little more shy, don't really know him. So they're not necessarily going to say to him, like, you doing too much.
Yeah.
That's probably where his supervisor has gotten those other complaints.
I don't like when something finally gets aligned properly,
bruh,
and then there's a
something
threat.
serves to disrupt it.
Yeah, like, yo, I found, you know how long
bruh.
like with the cat when JB was still with us and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was annoying, but guess what? They have reached the equilibrium with him where he wasn't annoying all the time. So he kind of got it. And then when he left and we got this new one, he can't take a hint.
Yeah, no, the equilibrium is all off.
It's all, yo, this nigga got lined up. He's in line. He's in line the way he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect haircut. He got his shirt and shit all creased properly and shit. He's standing at in platoon formation. Yo, you tighten him up. You cleaned his ass up. Don't go over there and throw a bucket of dirt on him now. Have him back in here, all in my face, shucking and jiving, doing it.
Facts.
Nah, he's fine. This is fine.
Yeah, so my hope is that either she didn't get a chance to talk to him, she had a change of heart and decided not to talk to him, or that she decided to talk to him and he wasn't feeling like hearing what she had to say. And this current behavior continues in perpetuity.
I hope so. I'm hoping for you, bro. I know what that's like, bro. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. And when you finally know what it was? He needed straightening.
Yeah, that's it.
And you came out there with your leveler. And you straightened it.
It's like, bro, like, just stay like this.
It's
like when you try to take a picture, like when you try to take a group picture, and the little kid is just moving around, and then you finally get the kid to be in the right spot. Stay right there. Do not move. Give me a second.
It's like when your back itches, you can't reach it. You ask your wife. Go to the left. Go to the right. Up,
right.
Up. Not too far. There. Right there. Right there.
All facts. But yeah, that's it. That's it.
we would like to thank all of you for once again joining us for another rousing edition of the Black Culture Geeks podcast.
Absolutely.
Your participation in this podcast is one of the reasons we continue to do it. These 20 years we've been doing this now.
That's not right.
I'm just my math might be a little off. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit
off. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys showing up every Saturday. Do not forget, there is always music.
Always.
Oh, always music, be it old, new stuff, our stuff, grading stuff. Go check it all out.
Absolutely.
Stream it. And yeah,
run them numbers up.
Mike said it was very rough. Phrasing. But yeah, also do not forget to check out the Heard Through the Grapevine podcast with my sister and his significant other, Chrissy.
Absolutely.
Also, don't forget that my man Super Sci Guy still running his Metas and Mutants podcast. And I think it's most recent episode he had with Hendrick on there.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you want to definitely go and check that shit out. Also, the Reaper Legion Network merch store is open and available. Anybody interested? I put like 2 or 3 new designs, merchandise up there. You might want to go check it out. One of them is like a jersey, like a basketball jersey. It's got the whole Reaper Legion shit right here and a number in the back. Go check that out. Also, those who haven't already, if you want to check out Majestic Comics, go to majesticcomics.shop. We just put in the order for physicals, so the physicals should be here in a couple of weeks. But you know, you still can go there if you haven't got it. You can go and get the PDF for either issue 0 or issue 1. But yeah, I think that's it. So for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.